The recording has stopped.
Yo, what's up, my people? Just as you can see, we're waiting for Adrien. This was kind of a, I don't even know, to be honest. I don't know if this was scheduled already or what, but you guys know, I'm sure you guys saw what was going on with the virtual press conference last time. AB didn't seem to be a big fan, so I think they set this up for that, kind of so that we could talk to AB and stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's supposed to start at 2 and it's 2:15. So, but yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. Hope you guys have been liking the content recently. Been getting a lot of stuff done. Been busy. Ryan Garcia week was very busy. Man, Tank versus Ryan. It seems like that's it, huh? It's gonna be kind of nuts. That's let's see if it can happen. We'll see, because Floyd, I'm sure you guys saw yesterday, shout out to Fight Hype and Ben and Fight Hype, but Floyd yesterday, the video that Ben put out was, Floyd said it's going to have to be at 135, just telling Ryan to make sacrifices. Tank has fought at 140 before. Oh, look at the different things I can mess with here. I didn't even know I can mess with this. Oh, hey-oh. I'm messing with the layouts, my bad. But I don't think he's going to join. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's been like 17 minutes. We'll see. Someone has to be on. So we'll get a strainer or something. We'll see. You guys are going to find out with me. I thought I was going to get here late for it, so I'm kind of hyped that that's not the case. I'll be right back. Oh, you guys see I'll show you guys the Cambosis thing in the back. You guys see that? So I got, this is like the particle board, like the that kind of thick board. I brought that from Australia. I went through 3 flights with that thing. Yeah, it was pretty was pretty impressed that I made it all the way through, to be honest. With because that was like 3 different flights, and I already had a carry on, so it's not like they were hooking me up. But yeah, I was kind of hyped. Kind of hyped I got that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a couple of minutes here. Look at all these layouts. I didn't know there were this many layouts on here. It's kind of tight. Anyway, yeah, Tank versus Ryan. Looks like that's the next one. I've been trying to bring you guys as much Spence versus Crawford interviews and things like that I can. I know I've been talking about that fight for years, so I'm gonna kind of go into the archive and see who else I got talking about it. I know I re-released Wilder talking about it. That was kind of cool. You guys like that one, so I'll see who else I got. I got Canelo talking about it. You know, I know I got a lot of people, so I'm going to put that out as soon as I can. I'll probably put a few of those out today. Abner Modis is out there. Just recently put that out, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Man, how's the lighting? Let me see if I can improve the lighting here. Let's see if this works. Hey-o. Whoa, that's bright. All right, a little better. Yeah, Frank. You might have called her, brother. We're 20 minutes in now, and as you guys could see, we're all waiting on the Zoomer. Who's here? Is anybody here? Oops. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Big fan here. Let's see. Big fan here. Just want to say I'm excited to see Broner back in the ring. Man, you and me both, man. You and me both, Caesar. I don't know. I you know, AB is good for the sport, man. He's very funny. He's a lot of personality. You know, talks a lot. Oh, that's something I'll re-release. I got AB talking about sparring Tank, or kind of like not talking about it, but addressing it kind of a little bit. So, but yeah, it's good. It's good for the sport. Supposedly, this fight's at 140. I don't know why they did that really, because both dudes have been off for a very long time. You know, have had weight issues. Broner looks in shape. I never understood how Omar Figueroa got down that low, to be honest, because Omar's a big dude. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But they probably should just put it at 147. I mean, let's just, you know, let the guys feel healthy. You know what I mean? Let's see. What does Frank say here? Ortiz had the in-person face-to-face with Andy yesterday, so I mean, don't know why they want Broner to do everything virtually. I would be mad too if they had me doing everything. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, you make a good point. I think, where is Luis Ortiz from? Does he stay out in Vegas? I'm trying to think, because I could see if maybe it's like a matter of like, you know, because Adrian's out in Cincinnati, I believe. Omar, I don't even know where Omar's from. So, you know, I don't know. It's a lot of money to kind of fly these people, you know, fly everyone in. I guess it would have had to do it in Florida too, because that's where the fight's at, in Hollywood, Florida. And I don't know if there's a whole lot of boxing media. I know some of us could get some people out there. I occasionally can get somebody out there in Florida. If anyone's out in Florida and wants to do some boxing stuff, let me know. Especially if you want to cover that fight too. Oh, you know what? I got to start thinking about that and see if I could get someone to cover that fight actually. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you know, he was definitely bothered. It's you got to understand, like post COVID, a lot of these fight paper pre-fight press conferences tend to be, virtual or whatever. So I don't know. Uh, AB, I don't know. He's right to be mad. He feels like he's a star. You know what I mean? So I could see where he'd be like, I mean, shoot, there's 35 of you guys watching right now just for AB. So, and dude's not even here. I believe he can make a comeback. I know he has a lot of haters, but lots of fans too. Yeah, man. I think. Oh, let me make sure I'm on a good. There we go. I think we're better off. Yeah, I think we'll see. Hopefully he looks good at 140, man. AB is a talent, a supreme talent. So very gifted athlete, and just AB was dangerous. I mean, you guys remember AB when he what was that dude he beat in Mexico? Was the white dude after he beat Bonsa here in Anaheim? Can't think. Somebody know? Do you know who that is? AB is supposed to join? He is supposed to join 25 minutes ago, actually. So we'll see, brother. We'll see, Parker. We'll see. We'll see how long PBC is gonna hold out and see what happens here. Also, I respect what you do. Hey, man, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much, man. It's tough stuff, bro. It's tough stuff. It's I love it. It's the best. Oh, is there a message? Oh no, just yeah, I know about the background already. All right, anyway. Yeah, man, thank you. It's a grind, man. I was Australia, home for less than a day. Oh, I'm sorry, New York, then home for less than a day, then Australia for a week, then home for like a week, and then New York again. So that was a tough run. Are you guys interested in this? Oh, something's happening. I guess not. Just kidding. Are you guys interested in Jake Paul versus Rockman? I'm trying to figure out if I should go to that. It's expensive though. New York is expensive. If you guys want a super chat, by the way, I truly appreciate it. It helps the channel. It helps me go to this stuff. So if you guys, if any of you guys are feeling or blessed enough to be able to share with your boy, I appreciate it. So hit that super chat if you can. And I'm trying to bring you guys the best content I can, as always. Let's see here. Ortiz trains in Florida, I think. That's kind of what I thought, but you're probably right. I think you're probably right. Broner, where you at? Yeah, bro. it's coming up on 30 minutes, man. We'll see. We'll see. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. On God and Nam. I love that he put that on his trunks. That's good stuff. Bonsa won that fight, man. I remember I was there. I remember that was the night that Canelo became champion against Matthew Hatton out in Anaheim. I remember that was the first time, one of the first times I snuck into like a press conference as like a fan. I remember seeing Broner too and kind of thinking like, bro, I think you just lost against Bonsa. So I don't know how much of a star you're going to become, but I was like young in boxing. I don't know. I'm not even in boxing. I was just a fan, Canelo, actually, a quick story about that. Canelo, because I shouldn't have been back there, right? So like, I go to take a picture with Canelo and it came out blurry, and And then kind of him and his group of people started like going behind the curtain. And I was kind of in the middle of them. So I just kind of like, oh, yeah, excuse me, you guys got to get through. So I went to the back, wherever that was. And so I grabbed Canelo again. I was, hey, man, could I get a, I was like, oh, but, can I get a picture? He's like, otro cabrón. Canelo. He was like, otro cabrón. And started laughing. I was like, my bad, bro. I didn't come out. So, yeah, that was a cool story about that. But, yeah, I would agree with you, Clarissa. Hey, shout out to Clarissa and all the girls that do watch my channel. I think it's like 94% dudes, but I appreciate the love from the ladies too. So thank you, Clarissa, for chiming in. I appreciate it. I had Paulie versus Broner a draw. I think Broner won that one. I remember thinking Broner won that one. It was a close fight. But yeah, I thought Broner did enough. After that, Broner was feeling himself after that. He was, because remember, he had jumped, he didn't go to 140 at all. He went from, who is that dude that I'm talking about? Did anyone get that guy? Here, let me look at it. The dude he fought in Mexico, the white kid. He was solid too, solid dude. At least at the time he was solid, and then Broner wrecked him. Remember, he like had him against the ropes and like ripped a left hook and like really jacked him up. What is his? And he was done. Where are you? Jason Litzau. Yeah, he kind of beat up Jason Litzau pretty bad there. That was like badass Broner, like 135 Broner. That Broner was, man, had Broner stayed at 135 or maybe even just kind of maxed out at 140, that would have been a bad boy. Uh-oh, he got something. Oh, shit. Here he goes. I'll remove myself and we'll talk after, guys.
Hey, AB, how's it going, man?
What's up?
You unmute?
What you say? Oh.
So bad.
Hey, want to welcome everyone to the very interesting virtual media Q&A with Adrien Broner. Broner, the four-division world champion, takes on Omar Figueroa Saturday, August 20th at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. It's on Showtime. Action begins at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I want to thank you guys all for joining us today. If you'd like to ask Adrien a question, please hit the raise the hand icon and we'll call on you in short order. But before we jump into the questions, I'd like to first turn it over to Adrien for some opening remarks. Adrien, I know you've been busy in the gym. You look like you're in good shape. How excited are you to be back in the ring August 20th?
I'm really excited to be back in the ring. It's been a long ass camp. I'm just ready to fight.
I know you are, man. We'll go ahead and take the first question. We got a lot of media members here. Again, please hit the raise hand icon if you have any questions. And we're going to start with Ricardo Muhammad.
This meeting is being recorded.
Ricardo, please go ahead with your question.
Hey, what's up, champ? How you doing? Much respect, baby.
What's up with
So sources close to you say that the OAB is back. Camp has been going great, man, and you've been in there grinding. How does it feel to be back in the gym and looking forward to that August 20th again, throwing that first punch after being put on hold and on ice for so long?
I mean, it feels great, man. Like I said, man, I'm just ready to fight, man. All this goddamn training, somebody got to pay for
it. 6 months, that's been a long time. Welcome back. I'm sure your fans, everybody's looking forward to seeing what type of performance you're going to have. And I think it's going to be a stellar one. And you're going to be right back on track where you left off at, baby. Much respect and good luck to you.
I'd appreciate you.
Thanks, Ricardo. We'll take our next question from Michael Rosenthal. Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Adrien. Thanks for taking the time. What are the goals? Like, what's the plan now with this stage of your career? Do you have specific goals?
Yeah, the goal right now is to beat Omar Figueroa. Defeat Omar Figueroa, and then we go to the drawing board from there. And it's a lot of big fights that I can make after this fight, but my main goal right now is be successful August 20th and come out with the less punishment as possible.
How does this guy?
Buddy should have been blank.
Hey, Mike, you still there?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I guess you didn't realize I was going to ask a follow-up. I'm just guessing that maybe some people are looking past your opponent. I'm guessing you aren't looking past him. What sort of challenges does Figueroa present?
I mean, how can you look past a guy named like Figueroa? Man, he's always been a tough competitor. He was a world champion. I mean, can't look past no Figueroa.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. We'll take our next question now from Keith Eidick. Keith?
Yes, Adrien, you've always said that your best weight you felt was 140 pounds. That was the weight that you felt you performed your best at. How has it been for you to try to get down toward that weight? I know you have a few weeks left, but how do you feel about fighting at that weight, and how has it been for you to get down to that weight for the first time in about 5 years or so?
I mean, you know, anything in boxing is not easy. More mentally, it was tough, but I'm getting through it every day, and I'm working my ass off.
Do you feel though still at your age now and everything, you feel 140 is the optimum weight for you?
Yes.
Did you see Omar Figueroa's last fight? Did you watch footage of it or anything? It was kind of an odd performance from him. Did you watch that?
No, I ain't seen it.
Okay. Adrien, was there talk about this fight being at 147 and then someone came and said you want it at 140, or how did that happen? Because people thought it was at welterweight initially.
No, I told him from the beginning that my next fight is at 140 pounds. So 147 was never in the question.
And you feel, you can go win a championship at 140 pounds still, right?
Of course.
Anyone that you would, I know you have to focus on this fight, obviously. Is there anyone that you have in mind that you want to target specifically after this fight?
And at this point, man, I'm just taking care of whatever in front of me. And like I said, after this fight, we'll go to the drawing board and see what's best for me.
Thanks, Adrien.
Yeah.
Thanks, Keith. We'll take our next question from Todd Baki. Todd?
Yo, Adrien, what's happening? It's Todd with Fight.News. Hey, man, I just, judging from the last press conference, you're clearly a little bit pissed off that everything was being done virtually, and now we got you today. Does that mean we're going to see an Adrien Broner and AB that's going to be coming out with some fire in his belly? Like, you're going to make this a war? I know normally you're a sniper that likes to wait, but does this seems like you have a chip on your shoulder? Is this gonna be a kind of a different AB we're about to see?
Man, listen, man, I'm gonna go in there and do what I gotta do to get the victory. If I gotta bang to get the victory, I'm gonna bang. If I can sit back and be a sniper, I'm gonna sit back and be a sniper. But I'll tell you one thing, man. I'll be ready for whatever Omar Figueroa brings to the table.
Do you think that Omar, the guy who normally throws a lot of punches, is very active? Do you feel like maybe he's going to give you some chances to maybe snipe and get that counter shot and maybe put him down?
No, we don't know until that first bell sound off. So I'm gonna just keep preparing to my best ability, and August 20th I'll be ready.
Man, best of luck to you, AB. We'll be looking forward to it and seeing you back in the bill and back to where you belong in the public eye in the boxing. I appreciate you.
All right.
Thanks, Todd. We'll take our next question from James Conlon.
Hi, Adrien. Adrien, I spoke to your coach there the other day at the virtual conference, and he said that it was important for you now to align yourself with people that really care about Adrien Broner, and the days of the entourage that surrounded Adrien Broner are gone. Has that been an important element for this camp for Adrien Broner to lessen down all the voices in the background and get people centered that really care about Adrien Broner?
The most part of this camp is just getting the best shape I can, and just become back myself. And that's my main focus. All of the outside stuff, I don't bring that into the ring. I don't bring that around me while I'm in training camp. So, right now I'm just focused on boxing.
And Adrien, in terms of your opponent, Omar Figueroa, he's spoken publicly about his troubles and he's just relieved to get back into the ring and get boxing. And his motivation is one step at a time. You seem to have real ambitions to get back in a sort of title run and sort of stuff. So is he really going in there with sort of less pressure? Is the weight of expectation more on your shoulders?
I mean, I'm Adrien Broner, 4-time world champion in 4 different weight classes. So, the expectations for me is always high. When I go in the ring, I know a lot of people expect a lot of great things out of me. So, I'm used to it. For me, man, I'm just going in trying to get the victory.
And finally, Adrien, you've made so many statements throughout your career and so many milestones and achievements. Do you think there's still 1 or 2 statements that Adrien Broner has left in the tank in terms of really good memories to come in the future? And is that why you're persisting with this adventure? Because you've achieved so much. Is that the case for Adrien Broner to have one final stand, one final moment he can look back on?
Hey, man, you talking to me like I'm 65 years old, man. Do you know who you're talking to, man? I'm AB, man.
I know, yeah.
You tripping.
Thanks, Adrien. Best of luck in the fight.
All right.
Thanks, James. We will go now with Michael Woods. Michael, you have Adrien.
Jumping in on what the last guy asked, AB, I am curious. Do you have an idea in your mind how much longer you want to do this? No, you're not old, but you've been doing it a long time. And sometimes this sport politically and all this stuff can be aggravating. Do you know how much longer you're going to fight?
Man, look, man. This what I'm gonna tell you to do. You bring your ass out here and try to go around with me. And see if I got some more in the tank. What's wrong with these people?
I guess Michael doesn't have any more questions after that, so we're gonna move along. Let's go with Matt in 2. Matt, you're on with Adrien.
Cheers, Adrien. Hope you're well. Adrien, you're a 4-weight world champion. You're one of the quickest to ever do it. Do you sometimes feel in boxing that you don't get the credit and the respect that you deserve?
Man, and see, one thing I learned about boxing, man, and I learned this early on when I watched a lot of fighters. They don't really like know what they got or really like appreciate what they got until he retire or until he's done. And with that being said, man, I'm just gonna stay focused and just keep doing me.
With everything you've been through, not just in boxing but in life, what's the motivation to come back again? Is it for your kids? Is it for yourself? What's the motivation to keep getting back in the ring?
Of course it's for my kids. I gotta keep providing for them, but the most important part, I'm doing this for myself, man. I know I can be champion again, and I know I'm going to become champion again, and that's what I'm doing on this run.
And finally, for me, Adrien, you've done a lot of good stuff in the sport of boxing. It doesn't always get talked about. You've brought along people like obviously your big brother, Rasheed Warren, people like Robert Easter Jr. and many more. Do you think sometimes that side of you gets overlooked when we talk about Adrien Broner and boxing?
Man, like I said before, man, they don't really appreciate you until you're done. So, I know I'm far from being finished. I know my name will always be big in this boxing game. And I'm just here to just go on this run and become the best Adrien Broner I could be.
Now, Adrien, the last couple of months, sorry, no, so that was the last one, but there was talks of you fighting the likes of Conor Benn and things like that, and back and forth with Eddie Hearn. Where did that get to the talks with the likes of Conor and Eddie? Was Eddie not putting up enough money for you? Where did negotiations get to?
Man, I'm not here to talk about Eddie Hearn. I ain't here to talk about Conor Benn. I'm scheduled to fight in a little less than 5 weeks. So that's my main focus right now.
Okay, Adrien. Thanks for giving us some of your time, and good luck against Omar.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Matt. We'll take our next question from Ellie Sekbeck.
Hey, what's up, Adrien?
What up, Ellie?
I'm good. So first of all, you're in Colorado Springs. How long does it take to get used to the high altitude up there?
Man, for some people, man, it take a while, but I've been up here so much, I already know what to expect. So it really ain't taking me long.
Now, obviously, you're a 4th division champion. You have so much experience. What could we expect August 20th? It's a big day for boxing.
Not only is a big day for boxing, but Adrien Broner, the Can Man, will be back, and it's gonna be fireworks, man. I just can't wait to put on a great show.
What do you tell your opponent, Omar Figueroa, if he's listening to this right now?
I already told him the other day, man, in that press conference before I got off the phone, man, keep training your ass off, because I'm training my ass off. So I just want to, I just hope he's in shape.
And my last thing, Adrien, what advice do you have for young fighters who want to follow in your footsteps?
Be the Adrien Broner that was the best in the ring. Be the Adrien Broner that stayed in the gym. All of the other stuff, it's cool, but focus more on boxing, man.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Adrien.
All right.
Thanks, Ellie. We'll take our next question from Antonio Baez.
Yes, Adrien, thank you for your time. My question for you is, speaking about training camp, how has this camp been different, and what can we expect come August 20th against Figueroa?
This camp been very different. It's a lot. It's a shorter camp, not shorter as far as time, but as far as people, it's not as many people as it usually be. And August 20th, man, just expect a great fight, and the Can Man is back, man. I'm here to put on a good show.
Thank you, Adrien.
All right.
Thanks, Antonio. We'll take Vladimir Lick. Vladimir, you have Adrien.
Hey, good afternoon, Adrien. How are you today?
What's good?
Adrien, we've seen different versions of Omar Figueroa. We've seen the bloody guy that likes to bang and fight. We've seen the guy that tries to box and be slick. Which Omar Figueroa are you preparing for?
All of them, man. A guy like Omar, you just got to be well prepared and be ready for every Omar you can get. So that's what I'm doing, and I will definitely be ready for whatever he brings August 20th.
Even though Omar's coming off 2 losses, he's a very, very dangerous opponent. Does that change anything in camp for you? Because your last opponent, Giovanni, wasn't as known as Omar. Omar is extremely dangerous. Do you do anything different in camp fighting someone like Omar?
Of course, I'm gonna do something different because it's a different opponent. But of course, I just want to be in the best shape that I can be, and execute our game plan.
Last question for me, Adrien. When you think of your opponent, Omar, is there one thing that he does that you're worried about, or that your team is preparing to counter against?
I don't think I'm worried of anything that he do. Like I said, man, whatever he brings to the table, we're gonna be ready for it. And I can't wait till August 20th.
Great. Best of luck, champ.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Vladimir. We'll move on now to Eamon Khan. Eamon, you're on with Adrien Broner.
Adrien, pleasure to meet you. Just a couple of questions from myself. Looking forward to the fight. In previous fights, you've capitalized on your moments in the ring, as well on the microphone after the fight. So boxing videos are littered with the best trash talk, and that comes from you, Adrien. It feels like you, maybe not now, but after the fight, will have a lot to say, Adrien. Is that a fair assessment about yourself?
You know, some people say I'm a good guy. Some people say I'm the bad guy of boxing, but until they really meet me, they say he's an amazing person. And I love him. So, you know, I really don't care about the rumors. You know, I just try to be the best Adrien I could be.
And Adrien, I'm just looking through your career. Myself, we're over the pond here in the UK. We haven't seen you fight over here in the UK. Can we expect that from you in the future, having you over here? We'd love to have you over here.
Sure, I love to come over there, but they gotta pay me some. They gotta pay.
Has it ever been close?
I don't think so. I don't mind coming over there though.
Hopefully one day. All the best for your fight coming up soon.
All right, my man.
Thank you, Eamon. And next up, we've got Steve Carreño. You're on with Adrien Broner.
My age. I've learned a lot, man. I learned a lot, man. You know, one of the biggest things I've learned is give tips after eating dinner. You know. Because man, you know, you got everybody work hard. Everybody work hard. No matter if they working at McDonald's or they working at Ruth Chris, man. A tip is always good. All right, my man.
Thanks, Steve. We've also got a question that came in via written question, the Q&A from Stacy Podolsky. She wants to know, what will the ring walk be for the fight on August 20th? And if you have anything special planned.
Man, I don't care about no ring walk. I don't care about none of that shit. I'm just trying to get this victory, get on to the next one.
Thanks, AB. Before we go, Adrien, any closing statement to the fans out there who are eager to see you on August 20th?
Everybody get their tickets. Everybody be in Miami, man. And let's have a ball, man. I fuck around and pop a bottle after I win.
Thank you as always, Adrien. Thank you to the media for tuning in, and that will end today's media Q&A.
I love, bro.
The recording has stopped.
All right. All right, guys. Yeah, my guy Kenneth. It was good. It was good seeing Kenneth. Man, shout out to Kenneth, man. He got my question in right at the end too. Appreciate you, Kenneth. Thank you. Man, there you go. There you guys have it. AB. It seems very mature AB, very kind of I think he wasn't liking the questions of kind of sounding like his career was over or something like that. You know what I mean? Man, shout out to AB. That was he gives good stuff. Man, I hope AB sticks around forever, because he's media wise, he gives us stuff that, he's funny, he's quick-witted, he's it's awesome, man. It's awesome. And he really does look in great shape. So good shout out to him. Good for him. What'd you guys think? What'd you guys think of his demeanor and everything like that? I thought he was he looked good. I thought he was very focused, and I think kind of being honest with just kind of himself and in the sense of when he talks about, he's just focusing on Omar Figueroa. He knows he has to get kind of past that first before anything else. Kind of similar to who was I talking to yesterday? Abner Mares was very similar. He was talking about how he doesn't know really what's going to happen afterwards or whatever after his fight. He's fighting on the undercard of Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. But he was real kind of like, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how, how he feels in there. For Abner, it's been like 4 years. I want to say for AB, how long has it been since AB's been in the ring? Let's see. It's 2001. Oh, that's right. He fought that dude, Santiago. That's right. I forgot about that fight. But that was one fight in 2001, and then he didn't fight. Well, he fought Pacquiao in 2019. Didn't he fight? Who am I thinking of? Not Ashley Theophane. Maybe it was Santiago. Yeah, it must have been, because all these other names I remember. Emmanuel Taylor. No, it was a long time ago. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, good for AB. Looks solid. Hopefully he looks good. Is that fight in Hollywood, Florida, or in oh, it is at the Hard Rock. I might be able to get somebody to go to that. That'd be dope. AB is a national treasure. Man, that's he's a boxing treasure. That's for damn sure. No, he is though, man. AB's hilarious. AB really needs to like get into boxing, like commentary or do his own podcast. You know how like a lot of YouTubers, myself included, have done kind of like watch-alongs. I know Boxing Eagle does it, Showbiz does it. AB needs to do something like that. Imagine AB's YouTube of him commentating on a fight. Ooh, I'd be watching it. I know you guys would be watching. I'd be watching it. Oh man. Shout out to AB. Shout out to Omar, by the way. Appreciate you, Omar. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you, man. Man, if anyone else, wants to super chat, I'd appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. I run this by myself, so anything helps. It helps me travel to stuff. I asked about Jake Paul earlier. I don't know if anybody cares for me to go to that fight. Jake Paul and Hasim Rahman. The other fight that weekend is Virgil Ortiz in Dallas fighting Mickinson. So gotta go to something. But New York's just freaking expensive. Good show. Thanks, Nick. Bro, I never understood why AB and Floyd don't do an exhibition. Wow, would be so hilarious and entertaining, not to mention the back. Yeah, hey, the Raider. I like that. You a Raider fan, bro? Oh yeah, you got, who is that in your little icon? Adams? Does it say Adams? Shout out to the Raiders, bro. We're gonna do it this year. Maybe. I don't know. I think so though. Maybe. That's a good division we're in though. Anyway, what was he talking about? Yeah. It would have been funny, but honestly, man, AB's very quick-witted, and Floyd can come up with some zingers, but we all kind of saw Floyd with like another quick-witted dude in Conor McGregor, and man, imagine AB and Conor, just not necessarily a fight, but just like a shit-talking contest. That would be incredible. That should be a pay-per-view. That would I'd pay to watch that. Anyway, yeah, I think it's kind of one of those things. It's yeah, it'd be great, but I think man, it's just too close. It's too much. And then it's like when you have two boxers like that in an exhibition, I feel like it's just kind of like sparring, right? Like if anyone's ever been in the gym with sparring, like it slowly escalates, and I could see AB and Mayweather, kind of slowly probably quickly escalating, really. Yeah, so I could see that getting maybe a little out of hand. But yeah, it'd be good. It'd still be funny. I'd rather see Floyd do an 8-rounder with AB than the boy he's fighting. Yeah, I don't even know who that is. So I feel you on that. Raider. Brother, you look like Zangief from Street Fighter. Hey, I appreciate that. I hope you mean like body wise too, man. Because I know maybe the haircut, but I'm trying to get those musculos. Because that dude was freaking big. By the way, who saw the more recent Street Fighter? I wasn't too big of a fan of that. Just now that you brought Street Fighter up, I thought the old school Street Fighter, like in the '90s, was tight, but this one was a little whack, to be honest. Raiders, yes sir. I still haven't been to the Death Star. I've been obviously to Vegas, but man, I wanna see a game. Probably this year. I think this year is going to be the year I watch a game out there. Probably after a fight, hopefully. I know last year the goal was, I think it was Wilder Fury 2 was there, and then the Raiders fought like the Bears the next day, but I had to like bounce, so I couldn't see that. But yeah, man. I would not. Let's see. I would not pay for a AB versus Conor fight. I would pay. That's what I'm saying. Not even them fight. It's just like a shit talking contest. Imagine if there was like a pay-per-view of like a shit talking contest, and then like the crowd, or I don't even know how you would judge something like that, but maybe just like crowd, or I don't know. You'd have to. I don't know how that would work, but that would be excellent. That would be super excellent. That's a $1 million idea right there. Is getting those guys just like crap talking contests between like the best crap talkers. I remember MTV did something like that a while back with just like kind of actors and people like in LA and stuff. That was good stuff. Oh, it was Your Mama, I think. Was it called Your Mama or something like that? Does anyone remember that show? I think it was Your Mama. That was a good show. What else we got here? Do it for fam. This is dope, by the way. I didn't want to pass over this comment by Rico. Had I seen that, bro, prior to asking the question, I would have told him that, because that is super dope. That's super dope. God bless, man. Good for you, brother. That's super dope. Yeah, what else? What do we got coming up this weekend? This weekend is, well, I think originally the AB fight was supposed to be this weekend, because I remember thinking it was the week before Danny Garcia versus Jose Benavidez, which is next week. I won't be in New York for that because I'm covering the thing happening here in LA. Which I don't know if you guys really care about that, but it's called The Social Gloves. It's with Austin McBroom and that dude Addison Gibb, the dude that Jake Paul knocked out in the first round. That main event, unless you like know those guys, I'm sure you probably don't care too much about that. But that has a lot of kind of fights that, just as a fight fan, just being that I'm a fight fan, I just like watching fights. Maybe not a fight fan, just being a fan of fights. Let me say it that way. Man, Blueface versus Swaggy P. That's going to be interesting. Both those dudes are real tall, kind of same body types, real lanky, long, but solid still. Le'Veon Bell versus Adrian Peterson. I'm feeling. How do you guys feel about that? I super feel these like crossover fights, these fights with guys and other athletes and other industries and stuff like that, just kind of like just boxing it out. It's better than not like these guys have beef or anything like that, but it's better than, when you see like Masvidal like punch Kobe Covington, like just in the street like that. That was kind of crazy. What do you guys thought about that? Those of you who watch MMA and pay attention to that stuff. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. Let's see. What's up, KO? New subscriber. Tapping on saludos, bro. Hey, appreciate you. Appreciate you, Suavecito. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, no, it's good, brother. It's good, man. I'll be in Nevada. When am I going to Nevada? What fights are in Nevada? Oh, Canelo coming up. Is anything in August in Nevada? Oh, I'll be in Nevada for Teofimo Lopez, the 13th. Yeah. And now, you know what's actually very interesting about that, now that I'm talking it out with you guys? You know, now that Ryan said that he's not going back down to 35, right? He feels too good at 140. I want to say his fight with what's his name? Who am I thinking of? The guy before Takeout. He I want to say that was like 137 or something like that. And then this fight with Fortuna, he weighed in at 139 or maybe even 140. So he actually hasn't fought at 135 for at least 2 fights. Now with Mayweather saying the Tank is at 135 or nothing, he might just be like, forget it, and then and go after like a Teofimo or something like that. I know that's what he'd want to do. I don't know if that will work out, like, you know, obviously Top Rank and ESPN with Ryan and DAZN and stuff, right? I'm not sure about that. I don't know. That's interesting. What does Ryan do at 140 if it isn't Tank or if it isn't Teofimo? Especially with Golden Boy, because I'm trying to think. I can't think of any 140 pounders that Golden Boy has, or not any kind of like bigger names or anything like that. Obviously, Regis is out there. Mikey Garcia just retired. So I don't know. I don't know what's really at 140. Obviously, you could go after Taylor, but then that's again ESPN Top Rank kind of issue there, you know. Why not? I'll watch anything really. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Last year's Social Globes was horribly great. I didn't watch that one. I don't know. I was working something else. I don't know what, but I'm hyped about this one, man. I'm definitely hyped about this one. I don't know. I like the other dude, the MTV dude, Corey Anderson or something, Corey something, from the Challenge, Anderson, I think, and then the other dude, I don't from Love Island or one of those, or Are You Hot shows, or I don't know what. Somebody told me where he was from. But he has a big fan base apparently, so good for him. So I'm trying to, you know, who is that guy? I feel bad that I don't even know. I can't even think of his last name, actually. Well, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'll be covering that shit next week. Yeah, I love the parody of celebrity boxing. It's entertaining. Deron Williams. Oh yeah, Deron fought Gore, right? Frank Gore? Yeah. He beat Gore. And then Gore fought again and got a knockout, I want to say. So good for Frank Gore, not just doing the one-off. Good for Deron Williams too, man. He did it, and he was like, yeah, it's cool. It's not for me. So that's one thing I asked all those people in the other industries and stuff, especially the athletes. I'd ask just all of them, really. I'd be like, you know, what does boxing ask of you that like these other fights didn't? You know, the other sports that you're in, or you know, maybe you know, whatever lifestyle, like Blueface. I don't think I asked them that, but you know, the boxing asks stuff of you that's very, very different than kind of any other sport, because it's not only, you know, you're not playing a game. You know what I mean? You're not playing a game. They're no puedes jugar boxeo. Shout out to Ernesto. But you really can't. You can't play boxing. You know what I mean? So it demands a lot of you. Le'Veon Bell was a big ass boxing fan, like a legit boxing fan. He broke down like Spence Crawford for me. I got that in here. Yeah, he's a legit boxing fan. He should fight the guy who beat Mikey. Oh, good shout there, William. William Washington. It's a great name, by the way. I feel like you're like maybe one of our forefathers or something. William Washington, the year 17 something. Anyway, it's a great name. What did you say? I'm sorry, William. Oh yeah, Sandor Martin. Yeah, that's kind of a lot of risk for not a lot of reward, right? I mean, Sandor beat Mikey. He beat some other dude in Spain. I can't remember his name. But yeah, he beat who did that dude? Let me find out what that guy's name is now that I have let's see, Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia's only lost twice and I can't believe he's retired. That's whack. Can you believe that Mikey Garcia's only lost twice and one of them was Sandor Martin? The other one was Earl Spence. That's pretty impressive. Let's see if this thing gives me Sandor stuff. Oh, come out. The Sandor just beat somebody. So I don't know if that's really like the route you want to go. You know what I mean? Because he's kind of one of these like cute southpaws that's like really tough. Isn't trying to knock you out. Jose Felix. That's the guy he beat in Spain. That guy's was a decent dude too. But yeah, he I don't know. It's a great fight as a fan, right? Like it's a solid fight, but just risk and reward wise, I don't know if it's really worth it. I mean, I'm sure it would be for Sandor for sure. In 3 years, Jake will become light heavyweight undisputed champion by beating Canelo at 135, 75. Oh man. Wow, talk about a hot take. Hernan Loney? Hernan, you chose violence today, brother. Yeah, 3 years. Canelo will be what, like 34-ish or something like that. So he'll probably still be around. And so you're saying that's also saying that Canelo beats Beterbiev. I know I'm kind of like reading in between the lines there, but that's and Bivol, because Bivol beat Canelo. So wow. Interesting take. Who agrees with that one? Yeah, Jake Paul. Shout out to Jake Paul though. I have no issues with Jake Paul. I cover Jake Paul stuff. If this fight were here, I'd 100% be covering it. Man, Hasim Rahman Jr. is 12-1 with 6 knockouts, 12 wins. Well, I want to say only 1 loss. That's impressive, man. That's pretty impressive. And Jake's is only his 4th fight or something like that. Now, obviously, they're doing the hydration stuff and all of that, like bringing Rahman down. I want to say like 20 pounds or something like that. But I mean, people have done it before. You know what I mean? Like that happens in boxing all the time. So it's not Jake Paul's just doing his part. He's playing the A side as he should. You know what I mean? It's what it is. It's boxing. What are the fights we got coming up potentially? Obviously, man, Spence Crawford, baby. Spence Crawford. Oh, I need that to get announced. I actually don't even mind it kind of being pushed because I feel like the fever pitch of it is like still riding high because we don't know that it's, we don't have like 100%. We're all kind of worried. Like we're all boxing fans, so we know what it is. It's like a bad ex-girlfriend that we keep coming back to. It's like sometimes it might mess it up and we might not get what we want, but man, we're hoping. It looks like we're close. Do you think Jake Paul will never be considered in pound for pound rankings, perhaps in his prime 3-4 years from now? If Jake Paul keeps getting better. I mean, Jake Paul keeps getting better. That right hand is serious. That right hand is no joke. I've never seen Tyron Woodley knocked out, and he fought guys with 4-ounce gloves as opposed to 8-ounce gloves. Same thing with his homeboy Ben Askren, who Jake also knocked out. I don't think I've seen Askren knocked out cold like that. And he fought dudes with 4-ounce gloves. It's a completely different sport. Obviously, you know, Ben Askren was always trying to get to the ground, but Ben Askren fought Robbie Lawler, a former welterweight champ, who just beat the crap out of somebody on a UFC that I just saw. Do I think he could become pound for pound, the pound for pound rankings? That'll be pretty difficult. That'll be difficult. And it's not to say he doesn't have the skill or anything like that. You know, plenty of guys have great careers that are not pound for pound, make plenty of money. You know what I mean? And obviously he's made plenty of money in boxing, but I don't know. He picked up the sport late. He is doing well, but you know, he parties too. You know what I mean? And fighters do that as well, but you know, they have kind of like the amateur pedigree to kind of rely on, and like the muscle memory from when they were kids and things like that. So that's one of the things that, you know, is not in Jake Paul's favor as far as like becoming pound for pound, you know, in some years. But shit, I'm rooting for him, man. If imagine how crazy that would be if Jake Paul becomes good enough to where people start putting him on the pound for pound list. That would be some shit, man. I'm man, that to be the first one to do that too would take to put him on the pound for pound list. That'd be pretty nuts. Mikey lost so much time in his prime going to court too. Sucks. Imagine him at 35, 40 right now, man. Probably run through everybody. Man, you're not kidding. It's kind of unfortunate that not only is it unfortunate they lost that time, right? Kind of battling top rank and all that stuff, but it's definitely unfortunate that on top of that too, kind of the only 140 pounders that I could really think that have like that name recognition and stuff like that are, well, Regis doesn't have a promoter, I don't think. So Regis Pro Grade obviously is a good ass fight at 140 for anybody. But Josh Taylor has, you know, 3 of the belts now. I think the WBA stripped him or something. But, you know, whoever ends up being the WBA champion, you know, at least next, I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know who it is. I don't even know who the mandatory was that the WBA wanted Taylor to fight. I don't know. So, but Taylor's top rank, Teofimo's top rank. Trying to think of other 140 pounders. Somebody mentioned Sandor earlier. He's PBC, I believe. So I don't know, man. But Mikey would be dope. Josh Taylor would be super dope. That'd be a good ass fight, but unfortunately, you know, it's Top Rank, and I don't think Mikey really wants to deal with him. I don't think Top Rank wants to deal with Mikey. So that's kind of a bummer. It's a bummer that our sport deals with politics so badly, that because imagine the fight. What was the fight for you guys? Actually, here's a good question for the audience. What fight for you is like the missed opportunity fight, or would have been, maybe not missed opportunity, maybe it's the wrong way to say it, but would have been like the mega fight for Mikey? I got one. I'm gonna see if you guys start commenting on who I think it should have been, because man, the fight that I'm thinking about would have been phenomenal. Garcia versus Benavidez is another fight to look into. Yeah, man, Benavidez is a good fighter. I know he hasn't obviously fought a whole lot, but he's been in shape. I've seen him here and there. Obviously, he was filming Creed 3 for a long time, but I'm sure, but he had to be in shape for that, because if you're not out of shape when you're on camera, you know what I mean? So, oh, did you guys see the Creed 3 footage that I had on the channel where they were like recording and stuff? Like Michael B. Jordan was at the Ryan Garcia fight showing like just kind of basically using the crowd for like part of their Creed 3 reactions. So that was kind of tight. But yeah, Garcia's Benavidez, that's a good ass fight, man. We'll see what Danny looks like at 54. We'll see what Jose can bring at 54 at this stage against a solid guy like Danny. I'm hyped. I'm hyped to see it. That's gonna be a good one. The thing with Jake Paul is no matter how hard he works at trying to master boxing, he'll always working against the guys that have been doing it their entire lives. Yeah, brother, that's basically it. He just kind of started late. You know what I mean? He does seem dedicated. He does he's skilled. You know, he has that right hand is potent, man. That right hand is real deal, and he's getting better. Credit to him. I just, you're right. Like some of these, I mean, I'm sure you guys have been seeing that recent Tank video, and he was like 9-10 years old, like popping some kid in the mouth. Poor kid. That kid turned around and was like, I'm out of here. He probably left the gym and left the boxing gym and never came back. So yeah, that's kind of the only disadvantage that Jake has, is that he just didn't start earlier. But that's not to say he can't be great still. Wilder started at like what, 18, 19, something like that, super late. And Wilder's one of the greatest heavyweights of this era, possibly of all time, and possibly the biggest puncher of all time. Yeah, possibly the biggest puncher of all time, because that dude puts people to sleep, man. In my opinion, Mikey would have beat Ryan, Loma, Tio, Cambosis. I think he outboxes Tank. Devin's size would give him trouble, though, stylistically. Mikey was just a couple years too late. Yeah. I think for me, it's definitely the Loma fight, man. The Loma fight at 135. The IQ battle that would have happened between those dudes. The man, it just, that's a good fight. That would have been just an excellent fight. Loma's footwork versus Mikey's footwork. Imagine the footwork battle on that. Mikey had probably definitely had the power advantage, but Loma had like volume. Loma had crazy angles. Mikey had good angles too, though. Man, I would have loved to. That was like two supreme talents, like going at it. That would have just been phenomenal. Would have really been phenomenal to see. That was the missed one for me. That was the one that would have been. Man, I who knows, it would have been fight of the year or whatever, but stylistically it would have been excellent to see how those styles would have played out. The move to 47 fighting Spence was career suicide for Mikey. Horrible decision. I don't know, man. I don't know. The Raider. I think, maybe in hindsight, right, it wasn't the best call because obviously he lost. But you got to dare to be great, man. Like I don't think Canelo getting beat by Bivol was like the worst thing that could have happened. Obviously, we haven't seen what's happened since. We're still waiting to see what Canelo looks like. But just kind of like Mikey in the Spence fight, right? He didn't get like really beat up. I mean, beat badly to, you know what I mean, to where it's like he seemed like damaged goods or something afterwards. It's just kind of similar. He lost the boxing match. Similar to like Canelo and Bivol. Canelo lost the boxing match. I don't think I wouldn't call it like career suicide. He was dared to be great, man. He dared to be great. And at the time, people weren't messing with Earl Spence at 47. No one, I want to say Keith was a champion at the time. Yeah, he was, because Earl's fought Sean Porter afterwards. Sean or Danny, I don't remember. One of them had one of those belts. and I want to say Pacquiao probably had no, because Pacquiao got the belt from Thurman. So I don't remember exactly how the timeline worked out, but I mean, you know, basically no one was messing with Spence in his promotion company, in his weight class. No one was like, hey, I'll take Spence, you know, and Mikey, badass, man. He was just like, yeah, I'll do it. And that's how it became a pay-per-view, because Mikey brought his people, brought his fans, you know, and Earl, obviously Earl brought his as well, because they sold out the Dallas Cowboy Stadium. That was, you know, it just was what it was. He dared to be great. What if he won? What if he had won? Then that would have been like the greatest decision ever, you know, because then now you're talking about Mikey Garcia being, you know, possibly one of the greatest fighters of all time if he were to win that fight. KO, will you be covering Garcia versus Benavidez? Ah, man, no, I don't think so, brother. I'll see if I could get someone out there. I really need to work on. Anybody knows people in New York who want to work, man, who want to cover stuff, let me know. Oh shoot, I should have hit up that guy now that I think about it. I gotta really kind of get my mind into it a little bit more, but I really kind of think of that stuff. That's kind of like the next step, I feel, for me is trying to, I got to get people in different places, because I can't be everywhere at once, man. I'd love to cover it, but I've been to New York twice last month, kind of sandwiched in with Australia in there, and it's just expensive, bro. Super expensive, and I wasn't sure about that one, to be honest. I wasn't sure if Garcia Benavidez was going to be like a big hit. I know there's going to be a lot of people around. Again, I'd love to cover it if we're here. I just don't, you know. It's being over there is just, it's a lot of cash, man. It's a lot of cash coming out, and if you guys want to super chat your boy, all that stuff helps. All that stuff helps. That's the stuff that gets me out there, you know. So I appreciate it, but yeah, I don't know. I'll do what I can. Garcia versus Marquez would have been interesting. Yep. That fight would have been super entertaining. Super entertaining is Sean Porter versus Marcos Maidana. Look, those styles. Yeah. Oh, Sean. My fight that would have been super entertaining is Sean Porter versus Marcos Maidana. Woo! That's a good-ass fight. That would have been a good-ass fight. Oh, man. I hadn't even really given a lot of thought to that fight. Man, Maidana's power. I wonder how that would have, how Sean would have dealt with that. Ooh, I don't know how Maidana would have dealt with Sean's aggressiveness, though, and just pressure. Ooh, that's a good one, man. I like that one, the Raider. I like that one a lot, bro. I might put that in a poll later. You might see that in a poll later. I'll shout you out on there, because that's a good scrap. That's a good scrap. I wonder who would have won that one. I probably edge out Porter. I think Porter would have probably done it, but Maidana had that power to shut the lights out. True was a boxing masterpiece. I was going to say masterclass. I had like this English accent in my head for whatever reason when I was reading that. By Earl, no irreversible damage was taken. Yeah, I think, you know, he just got outboxed. Mikey just got outboxed. Yeah, it was just, you know, just dared to be great, and didn't work out for him. And shout out to Earl for kind of really showing his boxing skills. Earl said that afterwards. He was like, yeah, you guys kept saying he was going to outbox me, so I'm going to outbox him and show you guys I got the skill. You know, that was Earl's a bad boy. Earl's a bad man. That dude, I know I asked Tim Bradley, because I kept getting people telling me that, oh, you know, Terrence really has the dog, and he's more dog than Earl Spence, and it kind of tripped me out. And I get it, right? Like, Terrence has that exterior on the outside. He has that, like, he's shown that, like, dog. He's shown that, like, that he's, you know, he's not one to play with. Kind of in and out of the ring. Earl shows it in the ring, but he's a nice guy, humble dude, kind of quiet, soft-spoken, but there's just as much dog in that ring with Earl Spence. Why did I bring up that? Oh, I guess just because people were saying that, just Earl doesn't have that much dog in him or as much as Spence, which I that is not true. And I don't know where I was going with that. But watching Tio was able to do to Loma tells me Mikey would have won surprisingly easy. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yes, Tio did look good. Tio looked really good. Tio, good for Tio. But there was a lot of there was other things like you kind of saw, right? Like Loma didn't really start kind of throwing punches to round 7. That's not Tio's fault. Tio was like, Tio did what he had to do. That is a good point, though. That is a nice kind of comparison towards Mikey kind of thinking about that hypothetical fight with Mikey and Loma, because Mikey did hit hard, good footwork like that. Possibly better defense, maybe even than Tio. That's a good point, though. That is a good point, because it kind of showed when the power kind of starts going with Loma, like where, what Loma does. But at the same time, Loma did come back towards the end of that fight. So it's good, though. That's a good analysis. I like that. How would Trisora versus Wilder fight play out? Wilder. Wilder. Wilder just hits like that's the eraser, bro. Like you can't get hit. You can't get hit unless your name's Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? You can't get hit by that dude. If you get touched by him, it's the lights are going out, man. You start doing the stanky leg. You know what I mean? Yeah, he just shuts the lights out. So and I don't know, it's not like Chisora is like a master boxer like a Tyson or like a Usyk or something. It was interesting as I say that, because what I'm trying to get to is you kind of have to be more of a boxer to be elusive with Wilder, to not get hit. But you also got to be tough, and Tyson was tough. Tyson Fury is tough as hell. So as tough as nails, man. Tough as a $2 steak. So he was able to take those shots and kind of keep going. Usyk, talking to Hasim Rahman, Usyk loses to Wilder, according to Rahman, he says. Because, styles make fights. He says that Usyk beats Fury, but Wilder beats Usyk. And I kind of see what he means in the sense of, Usyk was like a cruiserweight. And I've never seen Usyk hurt. I'm trying to think, has Usyk ever been dropped? I can't think of a time Usyk's been dropped. But, Wilder has that eraser, and so you got to be perfect. So yeah, when Hasim Rahman said that Wilder beats Usyk, I thought that was a very interesting call. But yeah, as far as what you're talking about, Trisora and Wilder, I think Wilder beats him. I think that's a great fight to get Wilder to the UK, because I know Wilder has fans out there, and I know it's going to generate a lot of buzz. And they'd probably be able to sell out something big to cash out Wilder to go over there too. What are your thoughts on King Kong Ortiz versus Andy Ruiz Jr.? It's a good fight. It's a great fight. Something I did not realize is Andy Ruiz has never fought a southpaw. Never. In amateurs and things like that, he has. But yeah, man, when he said that, I was like, really? You've never? I wanted to go through his box work, but obviously he would know better than me. But for him to say that he hasn't fought a southpaw like ever in the pros was kind of a trip. And that's a big ass dude. He's a big ass dude. Luis Ortiz, and he's a skilled southpaw. That's a big bite to chew off for Andy. Credit to Andy for doing that. Andy looks in great shape. Obviously, hands are real fast. I don't know this trainer he's with. I've never I actually haven't heard of him before, but hopefully he knows what he's doing. Because yeah, Andy, that's a lot to take on, especially on your first southpaw ever, and it's Luis Ortiz. That's a lot to chew on there. I don't know. I still would favor Andy, but and Luis Ortiz didn't look like too great right in his last fight against Charles Martin. Charles was kind of winning that fight until he got caught. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I would edge out Andy, but that's, that's not like cut and dry right there. You know what I mean? I'll hesitate to say masterclass. Spence is a 147-pounder who should really be fighting at 54-60. That's probably true. He's a big ass dude. Mikey is too small for 140, let alone 147. But I do give Mikey a lot of credit for taking the risk. Yeah, I think Mikey's probably would have maxed out at 140. Well, I mean, basically did max out at 140, right? What did he fight Sandor at? I want to say that was 140. Yeah, no, Spence is huge, man. He's a big ass dude. We'll see what happens once this Crawford fight happens. A lot of stuff kind of depends on this Crawford Spence Victor result, right? Because Jermell Charlo is cool making 54. Spence isn't going to fight Charlo. So Spence, that's, and it's not like Spence has much to do at 47 after Crawford anyway, if he were to beat Crawford. I really kind of think the Crawford-Spence fight is, I'm hoping, but I can really see that us getting that a couple times maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe. Just because at that point it'd be under PBC, and I don't know if I'm trying to think if PBC has done any really like immediate Charlo versus Castaño was like immediate. That was an immediate rematch, and that was for undisputed as well. Be interesting to see if, man, those are all the questions, right? Like those are the questions I want to get in and ask is, what is the deal? How many fights is the deal? Is it a rematch clause only if Spence wins, or is it a rematch regardless? I'm sorry, only if Crawford wins. Just I would assume it'd be a rematch clause if Crawford wins, just in the sense that Spence is like PBC's guy and has been with PBC all this time. So those are the questions. Those are the questions we want to ask. Is what's the deal with that? Like how many fights are we talking about? How long is Crawford going to be locked in? Who knows if Crawford would even want to leave, because people don't leave Al Haymon really. I think the only fighter I know that had an issue with Al Haymon, at least that came out publicly, maybe there have been others, but that have happened privately. But the only one that obviously AB kind of like says his stuff here and there, but but he's not gone, right? It's not like he's left. It's Vanes Maharosian. He's the only dude that I've seen kind of publicly come out and be upset with Al or whatever. And I don't even remember what happened with that. So, but that brings me to the point of, what if Crawford ends up with Al and where else would Crawford really go? I mean, all those guys in and around his division are right there with PBC. I want to know what's going to happen with that. I wonder if Crawford becomes like a Al Heyman fighter kind of the rest of his career. If Mikey was going to fight anyone at 47, I think Marquez and Pacquiao both are naturally smaller and would have been a fair matchup for Mikey. Yeah, that Mikey Pacquiao fight was getting talked about a lot. Remember, actually, that was supposed to happen pre-pandemic. That was like the rumor, because Mikey fought Jesse Vargas in Frisco, Texas. That was like the last fight I covered before pandemic, and because like 2 weeks, that happened on leap year. It happened on February 29th because 2020 was leap year. So that happened on Saturday, February 29th. And I remember after the press conference, they were saying like, yeah, it's going to be Pacquiao next. And it was almost like I remember thinking that we were going to have to go to like Saudi Arabia or somewhere in the Middle East to do it, because someone over there was like going to put up the money for it or something. So yeah, that Mikey versus Pacquiao would have been great. Mikey versus Marquez would have been great too. I feel like Marquez kind of was fizzled out, I want to say, by the time Mikey got around 47 and all that stuff. Because I want to say Marquez was kind of done after, what was Marquez's last fight? The Bradley fight or one? I don't know. But that was kind of, there was a good amount of time in between. But yeah, you're right. As far as like guys being smaller but still being at 47, Mikey would have matched up well with those two. Usyk was dropped by Beterbiev with a body shot in the amateurs. Oh, no shit. Okay. That's dope. Gorguraga. Good shot with that one, man. Is there video of that somewhere? Can you put that link in here if there is? That'd be super dope. That'd be super dope to see. Let's see. Oh wait, Chisora dropped him too, but the ref wrongly slipped it a slip. Oh, I gotta look at that. Yeah, see, Beterbiev's a monster, and that was the amateurs, and Deontay Wilder doesn't throw a whole lot of body shots, but yeah, if he's getting dropped by Chisora, you don't want to get touched by Wilder. Maybe I think we could definitely see them rematch at 54 because it seems they both are moving up. Yeah, I see Spence moving up kind of because his body's making him, I feel like, because he's a big guy. And it's just hard. It's hard to make that weight kind of for a long time. I don't know if Crawford needs to move up really, because Crawford is naturally a little smaller. I don't know. I don't know about Crawford. I know he's willing to, and he'd be willing to, for a Jermell Charlo fight. But I don't think he's necessarily like a has to type of like I feel like Spence kind of has to, because I feel like Spence's body is probably, he makes the weight, good for him, credit to him. But he's a big dude. I don't know how he makes 147 pounds. He must not eat for like 3 days or something. I don't know, but it's a big ass dude. I don't know how he makes 47. Frank, appreciate that, man. Yes, please hit the like button if you guys haven't already. If you guys enjoy the content, I appreciate it. If you guys want to super chat, it's much appreciated. It helps me get to these fights, and helps me travel and accommodations, all that stuff. Living on the road is not cheap. So, but yeah, hit the like button, share the stuff with your friends and your boxing buddies and all that. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys who are giving me the love when I see you guys at the boxing events. Please, come up, say what's up. I appreciate it, man. I'm this is a blessing, man. I say it all the time. This is how I truly feel. I'm like you guys, man. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm blessed to be in this opportunity and to have kind of created this this avenue for myself to, man, thank God I'm able to do this, full time now and bring you guys this stuff. And it's what I love to do. It's what I love to do. Look, it's 3:40 on a Thursday and we're chopping it up about boxing. You know, it's super dope. It's super dope that I'm able to do this. So yeah, I tend to ask my questions that way. I tend to kind of just treat this whole experience that way of being very blessed and appreciative of being able to do this. So yeah, please hit the like button if you guys can support the channel with the super chat or whatever. It's much appreciated. Thank you guys. 100% Crawford and Spence should be a trilogy. That's it. That's it. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. The only reason I kind of don't feel that it's possible though, or maybe not, it's not possible, but I feel like I haven't seen like PBC do like even too many rematches. I'm trying to think. Obviously, Castaño, Jermell Charlo, because the first one was a draw. But like, I don't see Castaño fighting Jermell again, especially after getting knocked out. After something like that, you kind of, you know, it's kind of you kind of move on after that. But they did do a rematch with Santa Cruz and Mares, and they might even do a trilogy with that if Mares wins. But that's like a long time, right? Which trilogies do tend to, I mean, even Pacquiao Marquez took like years and years to finally get all three or and then four. But I don't know. I mean, yes, it'd be great as a trilogy, but I'm wondering if, you know, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. These guys, I mean, I'm with you. I want to see it, but we're asking a lot as boxing fans to ask these two supreme athletes to go in there and damage each other, you know, not only once but 3 times. You know what I mean? It all depends on how Crawford deals with Spence's inside pressure and accuracy, and if Spence can trap Crawford to even get inside. Spence is not the most defensively gifted fighter, so I could see Crawford picking Spence apart in that way. I don't know. I don't know. Spence's pressure is going to be a lot. He's very accurate. He hits hard. He's kind of relentless. Crawford has a lot of tools, man. Crawford has a lot of tools. He can go left. He could go right. He hits hard himself, obviously. I really feel this fight is like a Thurman. What are these? The 4 kings I'm thinking about, or 2 of them. Hagler versus Hearns. You know, the greatest 8 minutes of boxing. I really think it's going to be like that. I don't think we're going to decision. I could see that fight I could see Spence Crawford ending in like under 6 rounds. Just not based on one guy whooping the other guy really bad or whatever. It just being a matter of like going at it. Just if you watch their fights, neither one of them likes being the last person touched. They want to be the last person to have like hit you, well, even if it's a jab. And they want to be that last person. They fight to be that last person. And you kind of see the other fighter once they're kind of doing that, like, you know, if the other fighter catches the right hand and then, you know, they throw a jab out or whatever, just try to get it back. You know, the other fighter will kind of go at it, and then eventually the other fighter is like, all right, well, that's fine. You can go ahead and take the last punch of the exchange. You know what I mean? Neither one of them do that. Crawford or Spence do not allow the other fighter to be the last person to touch them. So imagine that combusting. Like, it's gonna combust. It's gonna combust. I don't think. I really think we're in for like a shorter night, and it's just whoever lands the shot, whoever can take the punishment, who, you know, what it's the matter of will. It's a matter of will. I really think that's what we're going to see that night. Crawford picking Spence apart on the way in. Oh, that's right. That was the end of this thing. Yeah, Spence is not defensive gifted fighter, so I could see Crawford again. Right. Interesting fight. Sorry, it doesn't let me drop the link in the chat. Oh crap. Okay, I'll take a look at it. Oh, the full amateur fight is on YouTube. That's dope. All right, appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. I'm gonna look at that for sure. Better BF, man. Freaking better BF. That dude. Him and Bivol is a incredible fight. Better. That's partially why I went to New York that second time. So I wanted to see Better BF. I kind of thought Better BF would like talk a little bit more because I was wondering why. I just thought it was maybe because he was in Canada or something that people didn't talk to him, or we didn't get a whole lot of footage. Like, because I don't see a lot of footage of him, interviews with him online or anything. Yeah, I got the most footage with Better BF that week, and it was less than 5 minutes on 2 separate occasions. So like less than 2.5 minutes each time. And I don't think the dude said one word to me. I think he just kind of smiled or grunted or kind of, I was like, so he didn't say much to me, but that dude's a monster. Better BF and Bivol is an incredible fight. For me, the biggest question is whether or not Crawford has enough to keep Spence off of him. Spence is so relentless, bro. That dude has a motor. That's another good question. Another good question. Does, Spence has been in, or I'm sorry, Crawford has been in with like real welterweights, right? Like Mean Machine is a real dude. Jose Benavidez was like a solid welterweight. Unfortunately, he was coming off of that gunshot incident or whatever, but he was still a solid dude. But will Spence be the biggest puncher Crawford has faced? Maybe. I'm trying to think. Victor Postol didn't hit like that hard. And that was even at 140. Probably. So it's a big ass dude, like you said, coming relentlessly at you. We'll see. You're right. Spence does have a motor. Spence, I think back on that when Spence talks about sparring Floyd and just his kind of like, Floyd talking crap to him or whatever, and him being like, put your stuff back on, let's go. And Spence says it in there. He's like, and then we went like 8-9 minutes and he was like, all right, that's enough. Which means that Floyd said that was enough, not Spence said that was enough. And hearing Spence tell the story, especially the fact that he got back in the ring with Floyd after Floyd, after Floyd was talking crap to him, I don't see Spence being the one to be like, okay, yeah, let's stop it or whatever, So not to say they should have gone to the end or whatever, but just the fact, like, it's little things like that, like I was telling you, like the last one to get punched, like Spence doesn't want to be that guy to be the last one to get punched. He wants to be the last one to punch. So it's a battle of will. It's going to be a battle of will. I hope we get the fights we want to see at 135 and hopefully see Loma back in the mix. Yeah, supposedly Loma's coming back. He had been granted permission by the government to leave. Credit to him. He wanted to stick around and fight. I don't know. Maybe he's, it's been, I don't know what's going on with Loma. I'm other than he has decided that he does want to fight again, which is good news because probably what happened is that, Loma decided not to fight for Undisputed, right? With Kambosos, he chose, the war was a bigger thing, and God bless him. God keep him and his family, and just all man, this war in Ukraine is terrible. So credit to him for deciding to do that. But the fact that he's decided to fight again, I wonder if he is looking at Devin Haney, and his goal has always been to be undisputed. I want to say he wanted to do it at 130. He could. It was, a lot of politics, 26, 130 as well. But now it's like possible for him. And it's against a fighter that I don't know if he'll be favored against. Would Loma be favored against Devin Haney? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not just, well, I guess it depends on what Loma does, right? If Loma takes like a tune-up or something, I don't see Loma taking a tune-up. Because Loma's not, he's like kind of older already. He went through 2 Olympics. So it's like 8 years of his life dedicated to that. Oh. I don't know if Loma would be favored against Devin Haney, but that's why Loma's coming back, is to get the undisputed. That's what he wants. Spence has a motor, but Crawford has the IQ. Look at the comparison. Look at what Spence did to Brook and Porter compared to what Crawford did. Great fight. Yeah, well, they both knocked out Brook, right? I think it's a little hard to compare the Brook. It's unfair, really, to compare the Brook that fought Spence to the Brook that fought Terrence, because the Brook that fought Terrence, I want to say Kell Brook had already decided to move up to 54, and then the Terrence Crawford fight came along, which is obviously a good chunk of money. Yeah, basically Crawford got like Spence got the better version of Brook, I think. And even then Spence fought Brook after Kell Brook had his face broken by Triple G. So not to say he was like damaged or you should take away that victory from him at all. But, Kell Brook, we're not talking about the Kell Brook that, fought Sean Porter necessarily, right? The one who beat Sean Porter. That was probably the best version of Kell Brook we've all seen. Yeah, I don't know. That's, I see what you mean, but you also got to look at, look what Spence did to Dennis Ugas, man. He broke his face. Like, who was the other dude that Spence fought right before that? Was that Danny? I want to say Danny's face was swollen up too. Spence throws hammers. Spence throws hammers. Beterbiev versus Benavidez. Woo! Woo! Oh. Woo! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh man. You know what's 75 is getting pretty good, because imagine Zurdo's in that mix too. People kind of forget about Zurdo because he's like with Golden Boy. They don't have a whole lot of like light heavyweights. And Zurdo at 68 wasn't, maybe like the funnest to watch. He was going through a lot of decisions, but when Zurdo filled into his like 175-pound body, like he started putting hands on people, power on dudes, and has been a wrecking ball since. But going back to Benavidez, man, Benavidez is a beast. Benavidez is a beast. So is Beterbiev though. I don't know, bro. I want to lean towards Benavidez just because he's got a lot of tools. He's, you know what I mean. He's he could hit. I guess the hesitancy I have in just maybe, I've never seen Benavidez at 75, right? I mean, none of us have. So, you have to wonder what the speed's like, what the power's like. I'm sure it's fine because I've seen him in the gym, and I'm sure he weighs 175 pounds during camp, if not more, right around there. And he's a beast. But you just have to see what it looks like in a fight. You have to see what it looks like in a fight. You know what I mean? That's a good ass one though. Adrien Broner is the chump who don't let his hands go because he don't have a chin. Bro, you can't, bro. For fighters in their fighting, he's not a chump. That's just straight up. He's just there are no chumps in boxing, bro. maybe that dude that walked out of the ring against F.A. Ajagba, who like didn't even fight. He heard the bell and then was like, I'm out of here. Maybe that guy you could talk a little crap to. But if you're in there fighting, man, that's all the respect in the world, man. Because these dudes aren't chumps. These dudes are takes a lot of heart to do that stuff, and they make it look easy. But these dudes are going through it. You learn a lot about yourself in a fight, especially a boxing match. Not necessarily like a fight like at a bar where you're like buzzing, you're like, oh, let me scrap. But like when no one's coming to save you, security's not coming, friends aren't trying to jump in. You're by yourself. It's a lonely place to be, man. Prince Nazim versus Gervonta Davis. Ooh, that's a good ass fight. Who do you think had more explosive power? Ooh. Man. Nazim had some knockout. That's a good one. I don't know. That's a good one. Because Nazim would, like, at least Tank, it looks right. You know what I mean? It looks like the way it's supposed to, right? Like with the Rolly thing, it's like he saw it coming, he slipped, boom. Nazim was just throwing from like his ankles. You know what I mean? He was just brink. And then, dude's lights out. So I don't know. That's maybe Nazim. And I only say that because he threw from like weird ass angles and still knock people out. Tank can hit his ass off, but he looks like he knows what he's doing, as opposed to like Nazim, who kind of was like, does this guy just have power and just like swinging like a windmill and just catches dudes, KO artist Paulie said his ex-girl said he had no comment, bro. I didn't know he said that though. Did Paulie say that on his podcast or something? Hey, La Vida Loco from the UK. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for watching. I got Andrew Ruiz talking about Robert Garcia training AJ. What do you guys think about that over there? What's like the UK kind of narrative on Robert Garcia training Joshua? I think it's dope. I think it's super dope. But I wonder what the UK feels about it. Let me know. If Spence and Bud doesn't happen next, I'd like to see either of them versus Keith. Yep. Even though supposedly he might be fighting Lara next at a catchweight. Oh, really? Is that the rumor? Why, I wonder? Why would you want to fight Lara? Is Jermel Charlo a southpaw? No, because Spence is a southpaw. So no, he's not. Why would Keith do that, I wonder? Because Lara's a southpaw, right? Y'all know I beat that boy. Oh, that's the best. Y'all know I beat that boy. I might ask AB just to give me one of those one day next time I see him. I think Benavidez will get it because he's got more boxing, whereas Beterbiev. Was there a second part to that? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean he's a great boxer. He's a great boxer. Man, Artur Beterbiev just freaking throws rocks. I don't even know how good of a boxer Artur Beterbiev is really, because I don't know if he's really had to like show it. Not really a boxer though. I wouldn't consider him a boxer. And if you chose to box him and you were able to do it, that could be real frustrating for Beterbiev. So I see your point there. For sure. For sure, he's a clown. Oh, maybe. I mean, just clown around a lot. It's hilarious. Freaking hilarious. Boxing is better with AB. no matter how you slice it. Boxing is better with AB, Adrien Broner. Who's Wilder fighting? That dude, the what is he, like Swedish or something? Slinky or something like that. Roberto Helsinki, the guy that kind of looks like that that like dancing Viking that was like real popular, like the internet kind of caught onto that dude for a while. He looks like that dude. But something like that. I was supposed to in October, which would be dope. I'd go back to New York for that. I'm sure you're gonna probably fight in New York. Power, tank explosiveness, Nassim. Yeah, Nassim was, man, that power was something else. Broner versus Danny Garcia at 47. Broner's too small. Danny's probably a little too big now. That at 140 back in the day would have been super dope. That would have been a good ass fight back then. But now I think their roads are too kind of far apart. You know what I mean? Like Danny's going to 54, trying to, put his eye on like Jermel. And Broner, we'll even see what I mean, I know it's at 140, but Broner and Figueroa have had issues making weight in the past. But Broner looks good though, so he might be all right. But say hypothetically, right? Let's just talk hypothetically at that. I think Danny, just because he was kind of like a naturally bigger guy, like I said, he's going up to 54. Broner's kind of in the later stages of his career and still only at 140. You know what I mean? Because Broner kind of realized the 47 pounders these mugs are big. Not only are they big, but they could take shots better too. So it's not like the power's kind of hitting them the way that like it hit 35ers and 40 dudes, I said this before, Edwin Valero versus Manny Pacquiao would have been a great fight. My God. Yeah, man. Yeah, it would have been a great fight. Yeah, it would have been a great fight. Supposedly it was on the verge too. I saw the movie. If you guys get a chance, I don't even know where it's at. I'm sure it's on the internet, I'm sure. But if you guys get a chance to watch, especially if you're an Edwin Valero fan, Sergio, watch El Inca. What was his thing? El Inca, right? Inca was his name, El Inca. There's a film about it. Really good, done very well. I went to like the premiere here in LA a couple years back. Actually, I have a video of Brandon Rios trying to kiss Ryan Garcia at that at that movie premiere. I might re-release that. That was kind of funny. But anyway, yeah, El Inca, great movie, man. Try to find it online. Great movie. It kind of talks about his career, and it talks about how he was just about to get the Pacquiao fight too, and then he went kind of nuts, and yeah, it's tragic. It's tragic what happened to what he did to his wife, and not even what happened, what he did. Let's give the man the responsibility of his actions. You know what I mean? It was messed up. It was messed up because he was a fun fighter to watch though while he was around. Nassim, because dudes' chins were better back in the day. maybe. True. Nassim had crazy power. That's true. That's true, Nicholas. He really did. Tank has more. Right. He kind of sets it up better. Yeah. I think it's cool that Robert trains Joshua, but I still think he loses against Usyk. We'll see what Robert's cooking up, man. We'll see what Robert's cooking up with AJ over there. If he can really get AJ to be aggressive and use his size, and you kind of got to pick your spots too, right? It's not just a matter of like bullying Usyk just because he's like kind of a smaller dude. Like Usyk's gonna fight, he's gonna stand there, he's gonna pop. I mean, towards the end of that fight, I want to say they rang the bell early because Usyk was kind of putting it on Joshua there. You guys remember that at the end? Usyk was kind of putting hands on Joshua and rocked Joshua a couple times. So it's not just like, oh, just go in there, be bigger, and kind of run him over, and that's just going to work. So we really got to see what Robert does, and if Joshua's like adapting to it well, and really just how it plays out in the fight, man, because like Mike says, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So we'll see. Broner might get a win if he boxes and keeps a distance, but if he lets the other guys work and refuse to let his hand go, he will lose. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of with anything, right? Like if you don't let your hands go, you're not going to win. But I see what you mean, though. Yeah, he got to keep his distance if he boxes well. The thing about Omar Figueroa is he freaking throws a shitload of punches. So I don't know, he throws a shitload of punches. So I mean, Broner will have opportunities for sure. It's going to matter about like how hard it's coming back, how many are coming back, how Omar takes the shots that AB is throwing at him. Because if Omar starts feeling them, then now we have AB maybe being a more aggressive kind of things like that. If Omar is kind of like, oh, this dude doesn't hit that hard, and let me just keep throwing my 100 punches around, AB might, like you said, might shell up and maybe is not trying to do that. So a lot of questions going to be answered in that fight. Too big, yeah. Danny's too big. I think that's what we're talking about. Danny is yeah, you're right. Danny is small for 54, but I still think he's just too big for a Broner, is basically what I'm saying. Like, Broner, like I said, like maybe I don't know if you could call them in the same stage of their careers at this point, but they're clearly on the kind of the latter stages of their career, right? They're maybe not so much prime anymore. And AB's out 140 and Danny's going to 54. Now Danny may be able to make 47. I'm sure he probably still could, but Broner himself is kind of feeling like, all right, maybe 40 is his landing spot. You know what I mean? I refuse to agree that Broner's too small. You don't have to agree with me, brother. Danny's not that big, bro. I'm telling you, them at 140 back in the day would have been a prime fight. They're both small guys. Danny's kind of big. He's definitely bigger than Broner. I've been around both of them, and Danny's would have a clear size advantage over Broner. Anyone looking forward to Canelo versus Triple G? I personally am not. Maybe just to see Canelo respond to his first loss in almost a decade. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see, kind of the way, shout out to Sean, Sugar Sean, Sean Zattel from with Fight Hype and the Porterway podcast. He made a great comparison comparing Canelo Triple G to like Pacquiao versus Marquez, right? And he made a very good point in saying that there were times, I want to say, I don't know if it was the second or third fight, but after the second or third fight with Marquez, Marquez fought like who was it? Katsidis. He fought Juan Diaz, Baby Bull Diaz. Solid fights against contenders and stuff, but I want to say leading into every Pacquiao fight, he was like not favored to win, and he gave Pacquiao hell every time. So, and Triple G and Canelo's fights so far, the first two have been very close. Yes, Canelo looks like he has improved, obviously gotten bigger. The power seems crazy at 168. So he probably filled in like that's probably the weight class that he's natural at, he's best at. But Triple G, they don't like each other, and these rivalry type fights sometimes produce things that prior to going in you don't think that they're going to look like. You know what I mean? And I could see it being a great fight. Like you said, Canelo's coming off a loss too, so maybe he's going to try to prove something. He really doesn't like Triple G. He really does want to knock out Triple G. And I mean, guys that are aggressive with Triple G still has that power, So that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. 5'8" versus 5'6". Oh, Broner's 5'6". Yeah, it's something about just like their body dynamic is what I mean, That should make no sense. Danny's too big. I like Benavidez, but not much going on at 168 besides him. Possible fight between versus Canelo, which would be fire. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Benavidez has options at 68. I mean, if Jamal moved up, which it sounds like they kind of want to do that. They meaning Jamal move up to 168, Jermell moving up to 160, and Spence moving up to 154. So Maul moving up at 68 is a good fight for Benavidez. Obviously Caleb Plant. That's really the fight. And for PBC at 168, really just that's probably the fight at 168. I mean, obviously it's Benavidez Canelo, but on the PBC side, if we have to like not cross streets and stuff, if we're staying on our sides of the street and all that, Plant Benavidez is the one at 68. I am, but I got Triple G by 10th round KO. Wow, Nicholas. All right. I like the pick for Triple G. Look at that. It's not too crazy. I mean, Triple G could hit. I wonder what Triple G's power at 68 is going to look like. I'm really, really wondering what Triple G's power is at 68. All right, let's see. AJ too big for Usyk, but Usyk can beat him. But Danny too big for Broner, and both were champs at 47. Yeah, who did Danny beat at 47 to be champion? I know he was a champ, but who did he beat? Who was that? Do you remember, Nicholas? I don't remember. Lucas Matisse was at 140. Who was it? Who was at 47 that Danny beat for the title? Maidana? No. Did I even fight Maidana? I can't remember. Did anyone remember that? Omar Figueroa is not the same. Yeah. Well, probably, I mean, AB is probably not the same either, right? Clarissa, I had Triple G winning the first fight and the second fight to draw. A lot of people had it that way. Clarissa. Omar got beat bad by Broner or by Ugas. Yeah, that's true. Broner is a 147-pounder. I would disagree with that. I think he's more of a 140-pounder. Prime Broner and Danny would have been good. Yeah, especially at 140, I think. Spence is way bigger than Danny. Spence is bigger than Danny. That's for sure. Wow. Why is it got to be all that? No, bro, they get tested. Yeah. I don't know about VADA or VADA or whatever, USADA or whatever one boxing uses. They use them both, but yeah, they've definitely been tested. Crawford beats Spence in a boring boxing match. Wow, boring? Wow. You think that's going to be boring, huh? Man, that might be the hottest take so far. I've heard it's another young kid that looks like Tank coming up. Who? It looks like Tank. I haven't heard that. Left-handed or? Ganelo's too big for Triple G. I bet that's what they're thinking. I don't know. If he's that much bigger. Well, I guess he did go up to 75, but he's going to come back down to 68, which you can't keep doing. That's another thing. Going into this match that I feel like people maybe aren't kind of being cognizant of, right? Is like your body. Canelo's not at 75 like pudgy eating, freaking ding dongs and stuff. You know what I mean? Like he's at 75 like solid as a rock. And now you have to lose 8 pounds of that muscle to come back down to 168 pounds. I can't. Your body, your body doesn't feel that. I don't think too much. You know, there's plenty of fighters throughout history that, you know, show that that's not the best way to go. I got Triple G by KO. Wow, I'm liking these Triple G KO things. It's pretty crazy actually. It's good to see that people see that this fight is that competitive. Broner had a second chance. Broner got more muscle. Broner had a second chance to be great at one time, son. Just don't swing. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what AB looks like. Hopefully it looks good. Oscar De La Hoya was too big for Chavez and Whitaker. That's facts. Right. I mean, at that point, because I don't think Chavez won titles at what's 26, 30, and 35. I don't know if he won titles at 140, but they fought at 47. Whitaker too was like a great lightweight. But I don't know, man, because I mean, he definitely was bigger than Chavez and Whitaker. I will give you that. But like say for instance, when Rolly talks about moving up to 47, it's almost like Rolly is like the 47 of like back in the day when like Duran was like 47 and kind of like Pryor. Well, Pryor was 140, but you know, kind of like, I don't know, like athletes are getting bigger, you know what I mean? Whitaker still can beat him, but got robbed or at worst to draw. Whitaker beat De La Hoya or Chavez? Danny is finished. Wow, really? You think Danny's done? I want to see what he looks like. I think, you know, I think it could be interesting him versus Jermell at 54. Because Danny doesn't get a lot of credit. Danny was a good ass 154 pounder or 140 pounder. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's fit. Well, I guess we'll see, right? We'll see what it looks like. Robert the Gurst Guerrero. Who's that? Oh, Robert Guerrero. Canelo is fading. I don't know about that. I wouldn't say that. I just think he just bit off more than he could chew against Bivol. It was Denny Garcia. Oh, that's right. Oh, thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Sergio. Yeah, I'm behind all the comments. You're right. It was Guerrero. Guerrero beat that was another dude that went from lightweight to welterweight and did well off the bat because Guerrero beat Berto at 47. Broner was never a champ at 40. Yeah, no, he wasn't. Spence is a natural middleweight. Maybe more 54, but Spence could get up there and look solid, I think. Canelo cost me a bag. Man, you got, you know, Bivol was a real dude, man. Bivol's a real dude. Rayo is up and coming. Hell yeah, he is. Rayo's a beast, man. Rayo works hard. Rayo's a beast. Rayo's on that card too with Andy Ruiz. That Andy Ruiz pay-per-view is actually pretty good. Number one, the main event's really good. It's really, really good when you think about it. And it's almost kind of like who's gonna win the Wilder sweepstakes at that point, because maybe not Ortiz, just because he's already lost twice to Wilder. But if Andy wins, I mean, you know, why not make the Wilder fight? You know what I mean? Especially if they both got a fight in this year, let that build up to next year. Ooh, that's good stuff. Who's what? Who's that? Your brother? Who? Canelo was fading bad. I wouldn't say that. Trinidad versus Canelo fantasy matchup at 54. Canelo doesn't really have too much of a good resume at 54. I'm trying to think. Was Shane Mosley, I want to say. Yeah, I can't think of anybody else really, because Cotto was already at 160, right? Yeah, or 57 or something like that, but it was basically 160. Trinidad, man, Trinidad was such a monster. Trinidad at 47 was the best of the best with Trinidad. Canelo was big, bro. Seen him once when he came to the building and I work into Golden Boy. Really? Years back when he looked at years back and he looked like he was 180, 185. Yeah. No, he's not too tall, but he's like a freaking like solid, bro. Like a just he's a dense dude, you know what I mean? Oh, so Chavez won belts at 4 different weight classes, was it then? Oscar was fighting lower weights to avoid Trinidad. Well, Oscar himself came in at, I want to say, featherweight. Or was it 130? Oscar came in light as a pro. Maybe not featherweight. Maybe 130 or 135, I want to say. Where did he fight the Ruelas brothers at? Let me find this out real quick. So I don't sound too crazy on here calling Oscar featherweight. Maybe it wasn't 26. I could be wrong about that. Let's see. Oscar. Oh, no. Pro debut was at 130. So basically 135. See, at one point he got down to 131. Oh, see, but he did get a belt. His first belt was at against Jimmy Holly or something like that. Here, let me bring this up for you guys so you guys could see it. Let's see. So you see right here, it's at 130. He fought for the super welterweight championship. How do I get rid of this thing? Well, whatever. And it was that he defended it a couple times. Look at that. So yeah, he started down there. Whitaker beat Chavez and De La Hoya, probably. Bam Bam. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I love Bam Bam. But Bam Bam himself says he can make like 108 or 112 still. Inoue is bursting at the seams at 118. You're probably going up to 122 soon. No, the Bam Bam is killing it right now. Bam Bam. Actually, he said not to call him Bam Bam, so I don't want to call him Bam Bam. Bam Rodriguez is it's a beast. He's a beast. The way he dismantled Sorong Vasai, when it didn't even look like Sorong Vasai looked like he had lost a step or looked old or anything like that, I'd still love to see Sorong Vasai against like Gallo or Chocolatito. But damn, Bam is just the footwork of Bam is something to see, man. Something to see. Bam takes a lot of kind of his. He says himself that he really kind of watches like Lomachenko and stuff like that, and really is like, wow, like this dude like he kind of takes from Lomachenko. You could tell with the footwork. Speaking of 140, is Cepeda Ramirez fight still on? I like to see either of them against Tio. Yeah, I believe they're working on it. Cepeda's gotten better, I want to say, since he faced Ramirez. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. Ramirez has been talking about moving up to 47 for a little bit though, so I'm wondering if maybe his body is kind of telling him something. You know what I mean? Nah, Bertle was pretty good, bro. He wasn't that bad. It wasn't even bad. He was just super solid. Spence is fucking huge. Who is more beautiful, Ashanti or Alicia Key? Huh. Alicia Keys. Oscar came in at 130. Yep. Hey, what up, Frank? Frank the Tank in the house. Man, all that good stuff you guys see on Seconds Out is all Frank the Tank. That dude is a beast. Yeah, Frank the Tank is the man. Good ass footage and put stuff up. If Frank's on the scene, Seconds Out is going to have the video up first before anybody else. Oscar fought smaller weight classes to avoid Trinidad because he wasn't really ready. He wasn't ready. They admitted that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about them admitted. I don't remember that, but the fight happened when it happened. It should have happened again, if we're being honest. If we're talking about what we were talking earlier about trilogies, that fight should have been at least a rematch. Bam Bam, Texas. Yes, sir. Frank is the man. What you're going to be at? You're going to New York, huh, Frank? For Jake Paul. Trinidad stood starving at welterweight because he was waiting for Oscar De La Hoya to move up. Chavez couldn't make 147 and was too small for the weight, and that's why Trinidad never fought him. Yeah, that makes sense. Imagine poor Chavez at 47 fighting like a prime Trinidad. Would have been terrible, and would have been a really bad look for the Mexico versus Puerto Rico rivalry. That would have been not good at all. Monster Anuya. Yeah. Bro, Anuya. That dude. Bam is the beast as angles. Yeah, I'm telling you, Bam kind of prides himself on looking like kind of like, or is a fan of Loma, and so I think takes a lot from Loma's game like that. Ashanti prettier than Alicia Keys, I think. Maybe. I feel the reason I go Alicia Keys is, one, I've seen Alicia Keys without makeup because she's not wearing makeup anymore, and she still looks cute. And I haven't seen Ashanti without makeup. So, you gotta wonder. No, you don't gotta wonder. I'm sure she's still cute, but I've seen. You gotta think about what you're waking up to in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little cute, and Alicia does look cute. Victor Ortiz, the weakest. Wow, Nicholas just came in here, just swinging out here, just throwing, just haymakers out here. I don't know about the weakest, but maybe not. Probably wouldn't say top 10 the best, I guess. Hey, Paulina, what's going on? How's the what's the word I could use here? How's the search going? If you know what I mean. How's the search going out there? Because I'll be going to London soon. I'm going to London soon. So I know you have some cute nurse friends out there, Paulina. I know they're out there. Send them the link. Send them the link. It was a good hanging with all you guys in New York. That was so cool. That was super cool. Oscar didn't want the rematch with Trinidad. Was more stronger at 54 and could have taken a punch. Oscar knew that he did his best to get a weak Trinidad at welterweight. Nicholas, are you Puerto Rican, brother? I'm half Mexican, half Puerto Rican, so it's not that I'm saying that's where it's coming from, but but I love the pro Trinidad talk though. I'm definitely a big fan of the pro Trinidad talk. From what I understood though, it was kind of Trinidad not like from what did remember the legendary Knights? Trinidad said something about he just wants his name where Oscar De La Hoya's name was the first time around, basically because like Oscar was the A side, and I think Trinidad was like, well, if I win, that I'm the A side, and it just kind of doesn't work that way really. So I think that's why Trinidad was like, well, I got the W, like it's whatever, you know what I mean? If you're not gonna make me the man, it's kind of like a lot of pride gets in the way of making fights, more than you would think, because fighters are very prideful. Trinidad, oh man, I'm gonna interview Trinidad one day. I did ask him a question once on one of these things we did for Spence Spence Ugas, which was super dope. But I'm gonna have like a sit down with Trinidad one day, maybe when his Spanish gets better. Chavez recently said Tank KOs Ryan. Your thoughts? Really, Chavez Senior said that, huh? I mean, I see why he thinks that. Tank hits hard. I don't know, man. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I wonder how that speed. I wonder how that speed dynamic plays out between both of those dudes. Tank is a lot smaller than Ryan, which Tank doesn't have issues with fighting taller dudes, but Ryan hits hard. Ryan hits hard and hits fast. Fits real fast. I got to think about that more. That's kind of like just a fresh one because it seemed like, I guess in my mind, being in boxing, just having been a boxing fan for so long and being in boxing for so long, I kind of automatically don't put fighters together that are on like different promotion companies and different networks and stuff like that, just because I just realize the reality of it. And unless they're huge stars, it's not going to happen. Tank and Ryan might happen though. Where do you rank Mike Tyson just off of pure raw boxing talent, not his resume, just running on his highlight reel? It's very difficult to deal with. His shorter stature, especially at heavyweight, was hard to deal with. He was fast. Yeah, I mean, when you say rank, I don't know what you mean really, like fighter wise or top 10 heavyweight, or I don't know what you mean, but he was good. He was very good. He would have gave issues to any heavyweight in every division. Even now, maybe these giants now would have been a little out of reach. Like Tyson would have been maybe, or Fury rather, would have been kind of just out of reach for Tyson. Tyson doesn't even break 6 feet, I don't think, as far as height wise. But that means Tyson would have ripped that body though. Tyson would have ripped that body hard, and that's a lot of body to hit for Mike to be touching right there. So Mike could have survived in any era of heavyweight boxing. Trinidad said his body was weakened by making welterweight for too long, and Oscar knew it. Many people think Oscar won versus Trinidad, but actually it was a close fight, either a draw or Trinidad. I'd have to disagree there, brother. I think Oscar won that fight. Kind of. Not easily, but he was in control of that fight. I didn't see Trinidad winning 7 rounds of that fight. No. And I love Trinidad. I just didn't see it. Yo, H Money, what's going on? Salute, brother. Salute. Good. Been a while, man. Hey, I like that icon, bro. Hey, good stuff. I like that icon. That's tight. That's tight. Good stuff. Salute Devin Haney, man. Undisputed, baby. Undisputed at 135. You could say what you want about him, but you, like Ness from the Boxing Voice was saying, you can't call him the email, whatever. All the BS that these people were talking about. The man went across the world. I was with Frank the Tank, by the way, who was there killing it for Seconds Out. Yeah, he, man, went across the world, beat the guy who beat the guy who beat the guy. Like, Lomachenko was the guy. T.O. beat him. Kambosos beat T.O. Devin beat Kambosos. Like, he's the man. He's the man. Undisputed. And now, you hear, people talk about, the belts aren't all this and that. And even Floyd was trying to say, like, that Ryan hasn't won a belt. I mean, the belt that Tank won at 140 was like the regular belt, right? Because Josh Taylor had the real belt. I don't know if Tank's won like I'm sure he has, but I'm trying to think at 135 what belt was there at 135. I don't know. You know, even then I'll actually know because 135 is Loma was Loma Tio and all that. So I don't know. This whole talk about belt stuff is a little like, come on, bro. That's but Devin's a man. He did it, and people are going to avoid Devin. Even with his undisputedness, people are going to try to find a way to avoid Devin. So I got Ryan by decision at 140 versus Tank, but at 135, Tank can KO him. Gets a little wild. Yeah, I see what you mean. Ryan's probably at this point. Ryan looks like he's filled in. He's filling in at 140 because, like I said, his last two fights were like above 35. And when he says he doesn't want to go back down, you could tell it's like it was a struggle to make what he made. So I could see where he's like, no, I'm not trying to do this shit again. Mike Tyson fought a lot of bums, but he was a great puncher with a lot of speed. Yeah, a lot of people fight a lot of bums. Tyson had no heart or stamina when it came to elite heavyweight boxing. I wouldn't say no heart. Maybe the stamina wasn't the best. But that's why he'd have issues in this era because these dudes are enormous, especially with the Tyson Fury, who, I mean, Wilder is almost his height, even then shorter by like 2-3 inches, and even Tyson used all his weight on Wilder. So imagine what he would do to Tyson. He'd like bend like at the waist and like still be hanging on Tyson, Ryan seems to be the most hated boxer right now, at least. But at least he has a solid fan base of celebrities showing his last fight. Yeah, he has a great fan base. He does get a lot of hate, which is just kind of like that. Like she just happens to be like, well, what does he say? He's like because he's like a pretty boy in boxing or whatever. I think that's like a lot of it. It could be, it's I don't know. It's boxing, bro. Like who doesn't get hated on? You know what I mean? Everybody has an opinion. Everyone hates on everybody. Oscar didn't win. He gave away too many rounds, even though Oscar may have landed more. I don't know. Nah, I disagree, brother. I disagree. Oscar is overhyped. They always give him the best game plan to win, and he can't close the show. He gave away the last bit of that fight. I mean, we all saw what was happening, When you come to London, bro, I don't know. I need a good fight. What if Canelo does fight who's the dude that Canelo's supposed to fight? Ryder. Hopefully they put that in London and then I'm coming, Paulina. I'm coming. So yeah. But probably that one. If that even happens. I wish Devin Haney had power. He might be the most technically sound of all the 135, 140 pounders. I just wish he had a bit more power. Yeah, like Floyd had. Yeah. You're right. You're right. It would be better, but not everyone could have anything. And even then, Devin might have the power. He just might, just boxes. If you could box and make it easy, maybe that's what you do. You know what I mean? I wonder how Devin approaches the Kambosos rematch because I want to say 2 judges had Kambosos winning like 4 rounds or 5 rounds or something like that, and that was a little like, really? Do you think Sugar Ray was the best? Which Sugar Ray? Leonard, Robinson, which one? Salute, brother. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. If we're talking about Leonard, he was great for sure. One of the greatest welterweights of all time. Actually, Robinson too. But I do think Sugar Ray Robinson is probably the best fighter of all time, though. That dude, the highlights of that dude, the way he knocked out middleweights. Robinson was special talent. Oscar was a beast. Oscar wasn't really undefeated fighter when he fought Trinidad. He got a gift against John Molina. Corte, you thought that was a gift? I don't know about that, bro. He earned that Corte victory. He almost had him out against the ropes. Nah, you're not a fan of Oscar, bro? Nicholas? I'm getting a sense you're not a fan of Oscar, bro. People don't hate on Ryan. He just comes off as corny. It's kid's 23, man. Kid's 23. He's gonna grow on people. The people who think that of him, I think he's gonna grow on them. I like Ryan. He just needs more fights under his belt. And these days, the quality of fighters. Under his belt in these days with quality of fighters out there. Yeah, there's a lot of good fighters out there. It's just the matchmaking and the promotional stuff. You know what I mean? Leonard, yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard was a beast, man. Sugar Ray Leonard was excellent. Yeah, one of the greatest. Probably, would you say Leonard is probably top 5 welterweights of all time? Yeah, he has to be. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. So you got Floyd. Yeah, Leonard for sure. Yeah, I'm Robinson. Yeah, Leonard's top 5. Do you think we get Spence Crawford this year? I do think we get it this year. It's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight. I know people don't like that opinion. I don't like it when they give it to me. It's just true, man. It's just true. Somebody told me it best, which I think is really what it goes down to. Is I wish I knew who told me that, but they said it's whoever wakes up in the better mood that day. And that really could be it. It's whoever wakes up and is like, this is it. I'm going to do it today. Which I'm sure they're both going to kind of wake up and feeling that. But when somebody told me that, and they kind of broke it down way better than I just did. But I don't know, man. It's a 50-50 fight. Let me ask you a question. Go rewatch Oscar versus Whitaker, Molina, Trinidad. Damn, it's a lot of homework, brother. You will see he lost all 3 fights. But the commentators were always making it sound like Oscar was ahead. Those were HBO, right? That was so HBO. John Molina, that's been a while since I've seen that. I might watch that just to watch that again. Yeah, salute, brother. Yeah, anytime, man. Keep bringing the question. That was a good question. Leonard lost to Hearns. Yeah, that was a robbery. Poor Tommy, man. Poor Tommy couldn't get that W. And even when he clearly deserved it with that one, right? Corte won many of the rounds, just got dropped twice. Yeah. It was a close fight. I'm not saying it wasn't close. I just think Oscar did enough. Because you figure if it's a close fight and you get dropped twice, you're not like, that means you have to kind of win 9 rounds to get you have to win 9 rounds to get a victory and having got dropped in those other 3 rounds twice, right? Because then the math works out. So to say Corte won 9 rounds of that fight to edge out a victory, I don't know about that. Oh, you're right. He did drop Oscar too, though, so maybe it would only be like 8 rounds, which is still kind of a lot. I don't think he won that much. Yeah, hit that like button. Appreciate you guys. I'm not even watching this on YouTube, so I don't even know how many likes I have, but I hope you guys are hitting the like button. I appreciate it. It helps the algorithm of the channel. If you guys want to hit the super chat, much appreciated. I do all this stuff on my own, so every little bit helps for all this travel and stuff that I do for the boxing. So I appreciate you guys. Those of you guys who sent the super chat. Ike was jabbing Oscar. Well, I don't know why that comment reminded me of it, but remember when Ike Corte came back and fought like Vernon Forrest? I think he got robbed by Vernon Forrest and then he left again. He did not like getting robbed. As soon as he got like a decision that he really thought he won, he was gone. He's like, I'm out of here, Jack. Ike Corte's jab was beautiful. Piston pop, boom, just and you could tell it was like a rock at the end of that thing. Like it was just like boom, boom, like whoo. Yeah, that jab was badass. Broner's a joke. Broner makes jokes. Oscar versus Mayweather going this time is it's promoter versus promoter. They've been going back and forth. Ryan versus Tank, and I think they're both good promoters, but now their egos are getting in the way. Yeah, Oscar said it'd be easier to make with Floyd. I see what he means. You know, Floyd's a great promoter. Floyd knows, you know, how to work the media, and so does Oscar. That's a mega fight, man. The Tank versus Ryan is like that's a worldwide that's worldwide promotion. That's a mega fight. It's a mega fight. I gotta start talking to more people about that actually and get people's opinions about it. Can Spence sneak into the top 5 welterweights of all time when it's all said and done? Ooh, that is an excellent question. Which it obviously really depends on the Crawford fight. It really, really depends on the Crawford fight. It depends on, obviously, if he were to win or not, but also if it were dominating. If it were dominating against Crawford, if he were to get a knockout against Crawford, all those things kind of matter when talking about if he can crack that. But I think it is possible. I think it is possible for him to do it, especially with, obviously, the victory over Crawford would have to happen, but it is definitely possible. John Joe Molina beat Oscar just like Shane did in 2000, but the only difference, Molina got dropped by a left hook right hand combo, but Molina beat him easy after that. I gotta rewatch that, bro. It's been a while. It's been a while. HBO, man. Man, how many of us miss HBO? I miss HBO. Oscar did beat Chavez, but Chavez was way past his prime. Wasn't I know a lot of people say that, but wasn't Chavez also wasn't that only his second loss? I want to say was to Oscar De La Hoya. I don't think I think it was just Frankie Randall that he lost to prior to that. So I don't know. My dad said that all the time though, because he loved Chavez. I thought Oscar won as a kid, but I rewatched it and it was a robbery. I was a kid when I watched it, so maybe that's why I got the same. I got the same opinion. Do a live stream, please, with those fights. I can't put the live stream on here because then I get like copyright stuff issues. I wanted to do that during pandemic, but it wouldn't let me. Or not, it wouldn't let me, but I couldn't do it. Ryan, too young in the ring, need more fights of quality fighters. I mean, I feel like they've kind of exhausted everyone already, you know, who's not like the big names. I mean, you know, who else at 135 can these dudes fight? I mean, you know, an Esau Cruz fight would be good for Ryan, but I mean, at this point, if you're gonna cross the street or whatever, might as well make the Tank fight, you know. Mayweather lost to Castillo. That was a robbery too. Man, I know a lot of people say that. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I saw that fight recently too. I don't agree with that really. I think Mayweather did enough. Castillo did good. He did the best anyone had up to that point, but I think Mayweather did enough to beat Castillo the first time. Do you think Joshua beats Usyk in a rematch? I do not. It really depends on what Robert Garcia is doing with AJ. AJ obviously does the only rematch we've seen him in. Or wait a minute, did he fight? Well, the only one I'm thinking about is Andy Ruiz, and he came up with a better game plan against Andy Ruiz and beat him. The problem with that comparison though is that Joshua realized he couldn't scrap with Andy because that was giving Andy his best chance, right? Is like being aggressive and going after him. And so he then had to box. The difference now is that he has to do the opposite. And so you're asking him to do something that, you know, he couldn't do against Andy. I don't know if he could really do it against Usyk, but obviously that's going to be the game plan, and we'll see, man. We'll see what AJ could do. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully Robert can get him to do some of that, because then we just get a better fight, you know. Oscar versus Mayweather was a draw, or Mayweather by thin decision. Yeah, it was a close fight. I remember thinking Oscar had probably won the first 5-6 rounds just because he was jabbing, and then like in round 7 he was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna stop jabbing, which was real. I don't know if something happened or what. He just stopped jabbing. I didn't understand it. Castillo versus oh man. It's still my second best boxing match ever, to be honest. The greatest fight I've ever seen is still Barrera versus Morales 1. Those dudes went at it. That's still the greatest fight I've ever seen. To be honest, the second greatest fight I've ever seen is Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Zhang Wei Li, the UFC fight of those two girls. If you don't like UFC, watch that fight. You will become a fan of UFC. The original one, not the rematch. That's still the second. When I saw that fight, I couldn't. Those ladies, it was incredible. Incredible fight. I missed what? HBO was good, but they were too biased. They could get a little biased, but they were great. I thought it was only a second loss. He had. I'm not saying he hadn't, but I mean, it's kind of hard to like. It's like, oh, you're that out of your prime, but it's only your second loss. You know what I mean? Most definitely got beat by Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. He was the first and got robbed. Chavez didn't win a round. Really, he didn't win a round? I felt like he won a couple rounds in there, but yeah, Sweet Pea probably won that fight. Sorry, mi gente. How Mayweather did enough when Castillo outlanded him 130 punches. Yeah, I just watching the fight, I just remember thinking like, oh, I don't know. He just didn't. I didn't see it. And this is saying I didn't see it when it originally happened. So I was kind of going into it with the rumors of, oh, Castillo should have won. And so I was kind of expecting to see that. I was kind of like, oh, okay, let's see Castillo kind of get this thing done. I just didn't see it, brother. I don't know. Just didn't see it. People be hating on Floyd, even the first Maidana fight. I don't think it was close as people say. Yeah, Floyd won. Floyd won that fight against Maidana. It was a good fight, but Floyd won. I remember when Floyd was talking afterwards, oh, if the people want it, like, oh, we'll do it again. If people want it again, we'll do it again. I remember thinking the people want Pacquiao. The people don't want Maidana again. People want Pacquiao. Even lost a point for elbow. Oh, in the Castillo fight. Maybe I gotta judge it. I feel like I did write it down somewhere, my judging of the fight, but I don't know where it's at now. They only claim Mike Tyson's opponents were bums after they beat him. Before he beat them, they were considered tough fighters. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Because what's his name? Who was Frank Bruno was like one of the best UK heavyweight champions ever, and Tyson beat him twice. So yeah, good point. They definitely weren't bums. They just, but I see where people, it's just boxing fans. I mean, boxing fans are angry. I love them. I'm one of them. But we could get pretty angry. Kind of ridiculous. Tyson made tough heavyweights look like bums. Facts. What you make of Eubank versus Ben? Do U.S. find this intriguing as a you? Yeah. Yeah, Frank the Tank guy. We don't care about that over here, bro. Yeah. It's just kind of weird, right? Like a welterweight fighting a super middleweight at what weight class? It's just weird. I don't know. And then we don't have like we don't have that like kinship to like Eubank either that you guys have, because we respect the pops, but like the son we're not really kind of sold on. He's obviously looked great recently, looking like Roy Jones. But yeah, I mean, me as a boxing fan, I'm gonna watch it, bro, but it doesn't have like the sizzle. And I really like Conor Benn. I think Conor Benn is like the real deal. I think he'd sell well here. I think Eddie should have brought him over here, before. I understand he sells good over there or whatever, but like if you put like a Conor Benn on like I'd love to see him on like a Canelo card so we get like a good pay-per-view, right? But even that, if you put Conor Benn against whoever on like a Canelo undercard, people would be excited to see Conor Benn. Like I've seen him in interviews, like he's well spoken, he's kind of gritty a little bit. I think he's probably the best welterweight prospect. I'm trying to think. I can't think of another welterweight prospect out in the UK that has like the sizzle that Conor Benn has. I just think the Eubank fight is just why? I don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't. Maybe you could tell me why. I know they were talking crap to each other, but I just don't. I don't get it. Just kind of like how he didn't get kind of similar in like the American scenario, like with Canelo fighting Earl Spence when Canelo was 168 pounds. Canelo maybe at 160. Okay, I get it. It's only like one weight class in between. But I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I'm not a fan. I'll be down to like look at the shit talking and stuff, but I don't get it. No, we're not with that over here. Sup, bro? Good content. Hey, appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. As always, thank you so much. Appreciate you watching. Hey, shout out to Jonathan. Hey, man, thank you, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat. Any of you guys want to hit the super chat, much appreciated. Thank you, man. It's much appreciated. Like I said, I run this channel on my own, so yeah, going to like Australia and all that stuff that came out of your boy's dime. So stuff like that, much appreciated, man. Thank you for being a fan of the channel and showing appreciation like that. Much love, man. Thank you, Jonathan. Shout out to Jonathan. Everyone should be more like Jonathan. Let's see. Tyson was overrated every time he fought a good fighter in front of him. Got destroyed. I don't know about that. Like I said, Frank Bruno twice. He beat Larry Holmes. Yeah, Larry Holmes was a little older. Okay. Mike Spinks. I want to say Spinks' only loss. Again, going back to losses. And Spinks was like, I'm done with boxing. I'm out of here. He's like, I'm not messing with this dude anymore. Isn't Mayweather fighting a Japanese dude next? Yes. He doesn't know to quit what? Making money? If someone keeps giving you big ass bags of money to do stuff that's easy, you're gonna say no? You're gonna know when to quit making shitloads of money for doing something that comes easy to you? Come on, bro. Yeah, hit that like button. Appreciate that. Smash that like button. The greatest fight I've ever seen, I agree, was Eric Morales. Whew. 2 was good too. I'm sorry, 1, and then my second one was Duran versus Leonard. Good ass one. Ike versus Oscar, good ass fight. And Leonard versus Hearns 1 and 2. Great. That's a great lineup right there. If you want to YouTube some fights, YouTube those fights. 12 more likes to 100. Oh shit, we almost had 100 likes. What? Hey, those of you guys watching, if there's 12 of you who haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. I appreciate that. Thank you. I remember seeing Eric Morales versus Barrera 1 when I was like 12 years old, and it was amazing. Of what I just watched, it was truly a great fight. but I was mad with the decision at the Barrera one. Yeah, that's true. They kind of split the first two, right? Like I want to say Morales won the first one when I kind of thought Barrera did. Barrera won the second one when I kind of thought Morales won. But I think the trilogy ended the perfect way. It was excellent ass fight. And I think the winner, Barrera should have been the winner. So credit to him. But yeah, bro. See what look, that created a core memory for you at 12 years old, bro. Same for me, man. When I saw that thing, that was nuts. I would just say Tyson couldn't compete with the top dogs of his era. Oh, what I would just say Tyson couldn't compete with the top dogs of his era. He was the top dog of his era. Holyfield was maybe because remember Holyfield came after like the jail time, after kind of all that stuff. Lennox was after all that as well. So I think we're kind of confusing eras a little bit. I guess it depends on when you see one era end or not, but Tyson had his era and was the man in his era. But obviously, yeah, definitely Lennox was the next guy. Just want to highlight the super chat again by my boy Jonathan. Appreciate that, Jonathan, man. Jonathan Andrade. Are you related to Demetrius Andrade, by the way? By any chance? What's going to happen with Demetrius Andrade, by the way? That guy needs to like get in the ring and fight some people. Holyfield could have beaten all of those heavyweights that Tyson beat. People think that Tyson would have beat Holyfield back then, but to tell you the truth, I always thought Holyfield could beat him. Well, I mean, the proof's in the pudding, right? Like Holyfield did beat him twice, so. But Holyfield was like cruiserweight at the time, dealing with monsters at cruiserweight. What was Mustafa Muhammad? There was some other dude he beat that was at cruiserweight that was like Holyfield's one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's one of the ones that should be up there as one of the greatest of all time, and he probably should have become a heavyweight champion again late in his career when he beat Nikolai Valuev, the 7-foot dude, the 7-foot Russian dude. But they jobbed him of that. I like your channel because it's not racist like the other ones. You're free man. Hey, appreciate that. Yeah, man. Nah, I got no time for that over here, brother. It's boxing, man. We all got love for the sport. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I appreciate that though. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, man. Evander Holyfield was on steroids. What the heck? This is why he had enough strength to be able to handle the heavyweights of the 90s. Man, I don't. Ooh, that's another hot take there. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. Holyfield was just a beast. Just hard. Talk about undeniable will. When you talk about the will of boxing, if you were to think about like pound for pound best wills in boxing ever, right? Man, Holyfield has to be up there. Well, if you're not that will something you could teach, right? But people say, oh, if you're going to teach a jab, maybe like a I Corte or a Winky Ride or something like that, or defense like a Pernell Whitaker or Floyd or speed, like things like that. If you could teach will, Holyfield would be one of the dudes that you would be the example. You know what I mean? Hey, Paulina, what's going on? Hey, thank you, fam. I appreciate it. I appreciate the invite. I will be taking you up on it. I am coming for sure. I just gotta pick the right one. But yeah, Paulina, I'll be there for sure. Good times in NY. Remember, you got to. I hope the recruiting is happening. I hope you're like leaving little seeds in these little cutie pie English nurses, because I'm coming. Man, I had so much fun hanging out with Paulina and Frank the Tank in New York. That was good stuff. That bar. If anyone is in New York or ever goes to New York for a fight, go to Jimmy's Corner. If you're a boxing fan, it's like the pinnacle. And they got cheap stuff, cheap beers and stuff. Hey, Nicholas. Hey, brother. Appreciate the super sticker, man. Thank you, Nicholas, man. Much love, brother. Much love. Thank you so much, man. It's I do this for the love of the sport, and I'm appreciating the love from you guys, and thank you guys. You guys are your guys' audience and you guys super chats and things like that are why I'm able to do it, because you guys like the videos, keep the algorithm up, and my stuff trends. So appreciate that. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, brother. Nicholas LeBron, are you related to the king, bro? You got a little kinship in there. Uh-oh. AB has his head together. His mind is in the right place. This means the problem is back. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right, because if it is, AB's supremely talented. He's a supremely talented athlete, and he's a good fighter. I'm telling you, AB could be a problem. What has been the fight of the year so far? Fundora versus Lubin was really good. There was one recently that I thought was hella good. Maybe that was it, actually. I'm trying to think. Maybe. I can't think of another one. No. Bam versus Sarungvasai was good, but that was more kind of a dominant performance, so I don't know if that would really be considered fight of the year. Maybe, man, maybe. If Tyson had championship heart, he wouldn't have bitten Holyfield. That was disgusting. That was kind of wasn't the best. That wasn't the best call. I'll give you that for sure. Took a big ass chunk of his ear. Remember when he spit it out? I remember the dude that found the piece of ear afterwards. This dude got on like Jay Leno or some shit. Like, that's how big that news was, Holyfield versus Tyson was supposed to fight. Yeah, that's right. But then Tyson lost to Buster, and then Holyfield destroyed Buster. Yeah, true. Yep, Holyfield, Superman of boxing, not the best, but he did it his way as a small heavyweight. You're damn right. Pinklin Thomas was considered a tough fighter after he beat James Tillis, Mike Weaver, and Tim Witherspoon, but soon after Tyson destroyed Thompson, then Thompson was considered a bum. It's a perfect example. People forget. That was a good little history in that remark there. Very true. Very, very true. Not related to not related to Andrade. Do you feel he's avoided because he's just not that marketable, or risk versus reward isn't worth it? Yeah, it's that, bro. He's just not. It's all of it. He his style isn't like super fan friendly, like I don't know, that could be kind of, I don't know. It's just, I don't know what it is. He hasn't been able to get it together, and it's unfortunate too, because he's getting older. I mean, he's not getting younger, you know what I mean? So it's unfortunate, because he's a solid fighter and he probably give a lot of people issues. Him versus Billy Joe would have been a good ass fight. It just, they kept, what was it, COVID or injury or steroids or something? I don't remember exactly what the hell happened, but I feel like it was like scheduled a couple times and it just never happened. So 2 was on some, man, just everyone's on steroids. What does Nick Diaz say? You're on steroids. He's right. Holyfield was on steroids, but Tyson too. So it was an even matchup then. I mean, like baseball in the 90s. Like, if you weren't doing it, you weren't trying, bro. You should do this more often. Thank you for the open conversation platform. Hey, I appreciate that. Mr. J. I should, man. I've been kind of getting away from it. But I pay for the damn service, so I should do it. I pay for the damn service monthly, so I really should. I probably will. I'm thinking about doing like a Monday review show, maybe. Maybe I'll do it like at noon or something. And this way, just kind of people can join during their lunch hours and stuff, and we could BS about boxing. What do you think was the cause of why Holyfield had his life-threatening heart complications in the 90s? Oh, you're saying because of the steroids? You were the one that said it was steroids too, right? I think, Mr. J. Or no, anything goes videos. I don't know, man. People have issues. I mean, I have a friend who's had heart issues since she was like 30. So, and she doesn't do steroids. So, who knows, man? Lennox Lewis was the best out of the 90s era, but he don't get enough credit because he had one upset loss. But Tyson too had one upset loss to Buster Douglas. I think Lennox gets the recognition he should. He's all-time great, undisputed. The last undisputed champion, actually just the last one. Oh no. Yeah, I want to say just the last one because I don't think Tyson I don't think Tyson Fury got undisputed against Vladimir, did he? Because I don't think Vladimir had all of the belts. Because I feel like Wilder already had the WBC. I could be wrong though. But either way, he was, if not the last undisputed, the one right before that. So Lennox gets a lot of love. He should get a lot of credit, as he should get a hell of credit. Was a genetic freak? That's the damn truth. He's a freaking monster. He's still now is a freaking little house man. Sorry, it doesn't get enough credit. He was the last man standing. He was 100%. That's my mom's last name, so I use it. Oh, I'm Hispanic, but I don't speak much Spanish. Yeah, you and me both, brother. Hey, mi gente. Yeah, brother, I'm half Mexican, half Puerto Rican. Mexican over here, man. So that explains all the pro Trinidad talk, though. Just messing with you. But yeah, bro, I trust me, man. I got hella love for Trinidad too, man. Tyson was a genetic freak, great puncher and speed, but he didn't have championship heart, and chin was good, but not great. I used to be a huge Tyson fan, but I picked Holyfield to win because I thought he had more heart than Tyson. Oh, you nailed it. Do you rate Amir Khan? Like how? Rate him how? I think he was solid. But his chin failed him a lot, unfortunately. But speed was great. He was beating Canelo till he got freaking almost decapitated by that right hand. Amir maybe he'll go down as a great amateur British boxer because he won the silver medal. He got a lot of hype. He did a lot, I'm sure, for relations. In England, like cultural relations and stuff. I think I remember hearing a lot about that when he first kind of came on the scene, as he was helping a lot with that, or kind of just like breaking down barriers and doors and stuff like that, so people we're having more conversations, open conversations about just inclusion and things like that. I don't know why I got off on that tangent, but but I mean, I guess maybe that's kind of what I feel is maybe one of his bigger impacts. Because I mean, boxing wise, I don't. Who's Amir Khan's biggest win? Oh, he beat Marcos Maidana. He did beat Marcos Maidana. People kind of forget that he dropped Marcos Maidana. Remember, with that left hook to the body, and Marcos was like, it was rough. Monday review would be lit. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, I might start doing that, brother. I think I've been thinking about it for a while, so it might be the move. I do it here and there, but I feel like I need to do it on like a more regular basis. You know what I mean? Holyfield was known. I appreciate you saying you're gonna tune in, though. I'll definitely I might do that. Holyfield was known as to be a big wars and fights, and Tyson never experienced that. He experienced it. It just just didn't go his way. A lot of when the war started, you know what I mean. I don't know if it just didn't go his way on some of the tougher ones. Lewis had 2 upset losses, correct? McCall and Hasim Rahman. Speaking of which, Hasim Rahman fist is freaking enormous. It's like my hand open like that is like his fist. If it's, I think they're in the Guinness World of Records of like biggest fist ever, because that dude's freaking. So imagine getting hit with that thing. Riddick Bowe would have destroyed Tyson. Riddick Bowe was a bad boy. Maybe because Riddick Bowe was a badass dude. Riddick Bowe also, though, did not want to fight Lennox Lewis. Remember that? Remember he threw the WBC belt in the trash? There was something to that. There was something to that. I know they had like Olympic or amateur run-ins or something, but there was a reason for that. Even the old Foreman would have made Tyson quit on the stool just because he had more heart than Tyson. Ooh, at the time the Foreman came back and Tyson was fighting, Tyson probably would have beat up Foreman, I think. I got a lot of love for Big George, and Big George got hit. But Big George, I remember my godfather at the time, he was my neighbor. He was kind of explaining it to me at the time, being a kid, and he was like, the thing that you see with George is that he sees the punch there, but by the time his mind makes it to like his fist, like the opportunity is gone. And obviously there was a point where that wasn't the case, right? When he knocked out Michael Moore, but I see what he means. And I don't know, a Furious Tyson. I don't know. That was after the jail too. So who knows, but that was a fight to make back then. Too bad that never shaped up. I like where Tyson is now. He seems to be in a better place doing his podcast. Yeah, man, he's smoking weed. He's doing his thing. He's living the life. Yeah, doing very good. Oscar was a great fighter, but he always found a way to lose his big fights. Like he got bad luck for some reason. Nah, he won the he beat Vargas. That was a big ass fight. Yeah, he won some of the like the Ruelas fight when he was smaller. Icorte was a big fight. He won that one. He did lose to Mosley a couple times. But the first fight really wasn't that big of a fight. I remember Mosley was coming up from 35 or had just come up from 35. So yeah, you can't say he lost like all the big ones. Like he has his wins in there. Mayorga, maybe that wasn't like too big of a fight, but man, that was hella fun though. You like Trinidad? I guess I should have mentioned B-Hop. I bet Trinidad still feel that body shot to this day. Man, B-Hop, it's the executioner. What are you gonna do? It's the executioner, bro. What are you gonna? That's when you meet the executioner. There's usually only one fate. You mean Oscar? I might have. Oh, Oscar got KO'd by a body punch. Yeah. I was wondering what you meant by Trinidad got, because I was gonna say it was Oscar that got that had the body shot. They claiming Tyson didn't have heart. It's a huge aggravation. The two brutal wars Tyson had against big, powerful punchers, Rosa Riddick took a whole lot of heart to get. Yeah, see, it's true. That's true spit. That's true spit right there. Shit, man, you're coming up with some good intellectual, some good hard evidence, man, to defend Tyson. I like that. Amir Khan had great speed, great body punching with good power, but it's just chin just failed him, man. Yeah. It's fast, though. Fast. Nicholas, so did Trinidad. He let the old man destroy him. Nobody thought B-Hop would win. Trinidad was a killer. Yeah. No, B-Hop. I mean, talk about that. B-Hop beat Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya. I'm talking about the 90s, though. Yes, Lennox was too good. Was too good for Bo. Yeah, Bo that fought like that was fighting Holyfield and stuff. It just would have been a great fight. It's just it's politics, bro. That's why boxing's littered with like decade upon decades of fights that we could say like, oh, that would have been a great fight, but we never got it. You know, like Leonard Pryor, Bo Holyfield, like. It's unfortunate we never have like, oh, you know, these the only way you do that in other fights is if you separate eras or like years and stuff, like the 88 Lakers versus blah 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 or whatever, you know what I mean? But because otherwise there was a champion in 88. You know what I mean? There was one team that did it. Foreman could take punishment, Tyson couldn't. Tyson is a quitter. We just couldn't tell yet. I don't know. Whoa, there's that question again. Styles make fights. Bo beat Holyfield. Tyson had a tough time versus Holyfield. Bo went through hell with 2 fights with Galata. True. Tyson easily walked through Galata. You're right. True. Galata was another crazy dude back in the day. Vargas wasn't the same after Trinidad. Yeah, a lot of people say that. I have a good interview with Vargas. I want to re-release that where I asked Vargas why he didn't hit Trinidad back in the balls. He gave a good answer. Yeah, I'm gonna re-release that actually because I was pretty proud of that interview just because I was able to talk to Vargas about it and kind of like joke with him about it. It was kind of cool. Do you box or coach? I didn't think he beat Corte. Hey, good to know, Nicholas. He's truly a great fighter. You're damn right. Bernard Harpins was truly a great fighter. Classic moment, Bo throwing the belt in the trash, but he refused to fight Lennox. Bo was something else. Best war, Bro versus Holyfield. Great ass fight. Box, but I had my trainer a long time ago. Now all that's said and done, Roy or B-Hop. Ooh. Shit, that's a good question. Ooh, that's a good one, man. That's a good question. Man, B-Hop or Roy? Roy was like considered, man, he was pound for pound. Like, and it wasn't even close for years, maybe even a decade. But then his career ended the way it did, which maybe shouldn't be held against him too much. But Bernard went out. Bernard, I guess, but damn, Bernard beat like Tarver at 75 when he was only a 60-pounder at the time. Beat Kelly Pavlik, beat Winky Wright. All in the later stages of his career, you know? That's a good one, bro. I don't know. That's a good ass question. I like that, Mr. J. That's a good ass question. Trying to have balls, he took on everybody. That's the damn truth. Oh yeah, he did. He messed up William Zoppy. Remember when he moved to 160 and just fucking wrecked him? I'm trying to see the new Tyson. It's a series, no? I think it's a series. But yeah, on Hulu, I'm trying to see that too. That dude was on the ESPYs with Ryan Garcia presenting some award yesterday. Morrison stopped Bo in 2-round sparring and makes you wonder why Bo pulled out of the Morrison fight to fight Holyfield for a 3rd time. Huh. I didn't know that. That's interesting. But I mean, he was in a war with Holyfield, so it's not like it's not like it was any easier. Maybe it was just because Holyfield was small, but it's not like he was in a picnic with Holyfield, you know what I mean? Tyson destroyed Tony Tubbs. Yep, many Tony Tubbs beat Raider. Oh, yeah. Man, I'm loving this right here. I'm loving the Tyson defense by Anything Goes videos. You're killing it, brother. Killing it. Bernard Hopkins tested positive for steroids, though, after the Trinidad win. Huh, really? I am going to research that. Why didn't the result get changed then? because it should have been changed if that were the case. Oscar showed Trinidad weakness, but Hopkins exploited it. Yeah, Hopkins is just a bigger guy, so he was able to do that, you know. All right, this might be the last good question to end the live on. Who is your pound for pound list? I'm gonna give you like top 3. I haven't really thought of it in order, really, but actually, I haven't actually really even thought about it for a while. I'm just gonna throw. We're gonna go top 5, and I'm just gonna throw names out there. I don't really even gonna rank them really, but you definitely have Crawford, Fury, Spence, Canelo, probably Josh Taylor. Probably Josh Taylor. Anua should be up there as well. And pound for pound, this is all kind of how you rate it, right? Is it like accomplishments? Is it the eye test? Kind of how these guys would match up if they were the same weight. That's why Spence Crawford is so good, because both of those guys are the same weight and clearly at the some of the best at the sport. Damn, did I mention Usyk? I didn't say Usyk in there too, huh? Usyk might be in there. I like giving love to the heavyweights because everyone says pound for pound, but kind of but the truth is, if it was just a fight, you know, obviously Tyson would beat like Inoue, you know what I mean? But that's some good ass fighters right now, man. So yeah, that would be my 5-ish. I don't in any order. I don't know order really, but Charlo's definitely top 10. I don't know if I'd put him in my top 5 just yet, but he's definitely top 10. Definitely top 10. Yeah, Haney. Yeah. Anyway, that's some good stuff. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Special shout out to all of you who sent the super chat. Much appreciated. Much love. Thank you so much. If you guys are we at 100 likes? Can somebody tell me we're at 100 likes? I haven't even seen this video yet on the grammar or on YouTube. I hope we're at 100 likes. Let's see. Oh well, almost. If you guys could hit the like button, who haven't hit the like button, get us up to 100 likes. Much appreciated. Thank you all for watching. Man, it's been a long live, almost 3.5 hours. So that's super dope. Oh shit, it's already 5:30. I didn't even know what the day went. That's dope though. I had a good ass time. I had a good ass time kicking it with y'all, talking to you guys, boxing. I definitely got to do this more because this was fun. I had a lot of fun. So thank you guys. Appreciate it again for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to remind you when I go live, because I go live at all these events. So if you guys want to see it, right away, I'm always like front row, second row. So thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you all for watching. Much love. It was a lot of fun. Man, it was good stuff. Nicholas, Mr. J, my people, Jonathan Andrade. I appreciate you, man. Nicholas for the super chat as well. The first super chat, the dude from Australia. What's my guy's name right here? Omar, much love. Thank you guys all. And yeah, we'll see you next time. I'll try to do more lives. Seemed like you guys liked it. So I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for participating and stuff. Appreciate it. See you guys next time.